Alright, ladies and gents, as ever, my name is Shane, that's Shane's Games, and tonight we're going to be playing Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Originally for the DS, we are playing the fan-translated version for the Android. This won't be our first time playing, so if you want to see how we got to where we are tonight, or check out some of the games I've played in the past, be them obscure, unusual, or nostalgic, feel free to check out my YouTube channel. But for tonight, we'll go ahead and get into it. I want to try and recap where we are right now, but it is hella complicated. So basically, somebody attacked Kay, Edgeworth's assistant, and now she has amnesia. We're trying to figure out who did that. The whole time, Edgeworth is being hounded by a group called the PIC that oversees prosecutors, and for some reason has it out for Edgeworth. As Edgeworth was investigating what happened to Kay, he found out that in the same building where she was attacked is A, the headquarters of the PIC, and B, someone was killed in the headquarters of the PIC that night, which makes Kay a suspect. The PIC tried to stop Edgeworth from investigating, and he turned in his prosecutor's badge, basically resigned, and continued investigating. Found evidence that there was a massive black market auction going on where someone was auctioning off old police evidence, including a lot of stuff from Edgeworth's old cases. And the murder happened during the auction, and the victim was a member of the auction, it would appear. And before we could explore that too deeply, basically, Kay got a little bit of her memory back, and she remembers standing over the corpse, and now she thinks that she probably did murder the guy, actually. And then Edgeworth got arrested for conducting an illegal investigation. So, everything is bad right now, and we're gonna have to fix it. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Also, relentlessly, I saw you were seeing Ghost in 11 weeks, so that is really exciting. The one thing I've heard about them mostly is that their stage show is spectacular. So I really hope you enjoy the heck out of that. Elden Lady Salem, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Glad to have you with us. And Groshen, good to see you. The tale to deprive Kay of decent attire continues. The hospital gave her clothes back. Let her change. Let her get dressed, for God's sakes. Game, why are you like this? April 6th, Detention Center, holding cell. Well, this is a great way to start the stream. We're already in the lockup. God damn it. We recognize this cell, too, from case 2. So, they get to reuse assets, and we're in a bad way. So, that's happening. Relentlessly, you're insanely excited. They're one of my special interests. That makes my brain happy. That's really cool. I'm glad you get to see them. And I hope you love the show. I hope you have an amazing time at it. This is the second time I've been in this cell. All of my evidence has been taken from me. No, really? Oh, God damn it. All we've got is Kay's badge now. Oh, we had so much. And we didn't even get to use most of it. Damn it. Miles Edgeworth, Ace Jailbird. The only thing I have left is Kay's Yatagarasu badge. I'm worried about Kay. She alright? The culprit is me. I remember looking down at the person in the red raincoat. Mr. Edgeworth, it was me. The culprit was me all along. See, like, I know the chapters of this game are all part of one level, but they really work well as separate episodes. Like, that's basically a recap of yesterday's stream. Thanks for that. You have a visitor. Please hurry out. A visitor? Who could it be? Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe? Will you turn him down? No, it'll be hard to face him, though. April 6th, Detention Center Visitors Room. I also get to go with my online bestie. Oh, fantastic. So, yeah, you've got a whole day ahead of you. That's definitely something to look forward to. Thanks, Kay. You can have unexpressed thoughts, you know, inside thoughts, Kay. Just pull me aside and use your quiet voice to say these things. Don't just shout out in a crowded room full of, you know, prosecutors and police staff. Oh, hey, I think I killed this guy. I just remembered that. Oh, wow. I just remembered that I killed this guy. How crazy is that? Oh, the fish doorbell's back! Excellent, thank you for the link, Rin. God, I remember you linking that last year. Has it been a full year already? Holy crap. Wait there. He's not going to stay and keep watch. Pardon me. Wait, that's not Gumshoe! Judge Courtney! Hush. Please, have a seat. Why are you here? I was told the detective had come. If I didn't instruct him to tell you that, you wouldn't be sitting here right now. Oh, we got ambushed. Dang it. Can't think of anything she'd need from me at this point. I should try to figure out what she wants. Yeah, I don't know why she's interrogating us, but also she's the enemy, so this is bad. The fish doorbell is amazing. I just love saying the word fish doorbell as well. Get me climbing the walls of my enclosure. I know the feeling. Make sure you try and get some sleep, though. That's important. I don't know about you, but concerts take a lot out of me. Let's see, it feels like it goes back to the early days of the internet when some college students hooked up their thermostat to the internet. I remember those days. Oh my god. Is she gonna turn out to be secretly helpful? I doubt it. She's kind of been super evil. Almost have enough for that darn Harvester sequel funding? Excellent, excellent. I'm sure we're pretty close to making it happen. Your visitation rights have been restricted to begin with. It's as if I'm some monstrous criminal. Suppose my credibility has hit rock bottom. But of course, your friends have fared a little better though. That lawyer and that girl were both quite worked up. Mr. Shields and Emma. When I last saw them, they were giving one of the guards quite an earful. What? You don't mean... Be grateful. The goddess of law has been quite busy. They were spared punishment. It certainly seems like you have plenty of time for small talk. Oh yes, Prosecutor Von Karma is presently continuing the investigation. You were worried about them, right? Guess you saw right through me. Alright, so luckily, Ray and Emma aren't in jail. So they're out there, hopefully they can figure something out. Basically, anybody that's out running around in a Phoenix Wright game has a chance of some surprise evidence reveal, so I'll take it, I'll take it. I'm sure I'll be out of commission for like a day and a half afterwards. I always am. Whew, man. But see, these games love to have horribly abusive villains do a face turn, though, as, you know, shown by the fact we're playing as Edgeworth, this is true. Can we stab her? We're already in jail. That's why they got that plexiglass there. They already thought of that. Let's cut to the chase. Exactly what are you planning? I'm not planning anything. There's merely a question I wish to ask. You're asking me? Yes, of course. Who else is here? Objectively speaking, you are a clever individual, and you have a sharp mind. As a prosecutor, you are highly talented and capable. Are you being ironic? Your sarcasm falls short. I'm being completely sincere, and that is why I cannot understand. Take this case, for example. You're up against the PIC. There is no chance for you to come out on top. Even a child could understand. And yet you... Heh. Perhaps my younger self would not have done something so reckless. The me from before had power. That's why I thought justice was on my side. Just like you right now. However, because of a certain man, who I won't name in this game for some reason, my self-centered sense of justice was broken down. Ever since then, I began to see people in a different light. I'm able to serve as a prosecutor only because of the support of the people around me. People like Detective Gumshoe, all the other investigators, and Kay as well. Honestly, even I'm surprised at how much I've changed. I see. Is that how it is? I'm to understand you a little more. Understand me? Not likely. Someone like you who forces your own sense of justice onto others could never understand. I wonder about that. Is that what you think? I could say one thing. It would be that this conversation has been very interesting. That is all. Our conversation is coming to an end, however. I have one last thing to tell you. The date of your hearing has been set. I came here today to inform you. Today, in the PIC meeting room, may you humbly accept your fate. That's all you wanted to say? Couldn't you have just sent a messenger? The holy words of the Goddess of Law simply cannot be entrusted to others. With that, Mr. Edgeworth, I bid you farewell. Shall be seeing you again later. Well, that was weird. April 6th, Detention Center, holding cell. Am I up? I'm up, Jesus. And no music either. Alright, Rin, good luck with your cutting. Hope everything goes well. There's a certain man, he has a name, Edgy Poo. Why does he keep dodging around it? So weird. Alright, let's examine our enclosure, I suppose. Mustn't neglect my personal appearance just because I'm in a holding cell. Prosecutor or not, this is my personal duty. My collar is slightly bent. There. A well-groomed appearance reflects a well-groomed mind. From here on, I'll need to focus myself more than ever. Maybe not on that, though. Maybe dial back on that a little bit. Sure, you can play the Ace Attorney games in any order, but if you play Investigations first, when Edgeworth says that man, you'll probably think he's talking about Jesus and not his crush. It is going to be very mysterious if you do it in that order. That's true. That's true. Like, there is character development. It is worth playing in order, I think. There's a dining menu sitting on the desk. Means I can get food delivered if I pay for it. Let's see. Moldy white bread lunch set. Switch to moldy whole wheat bread for an extra $1. Oatmeal and grits set meal. For a limited time, get extra gruel at no additional cost. I guess I'm not hungry right now. And may not be hungry ever. Oh god, not old bag. If it's old bag, I think I'll just stay in prison. Please keep me locked up, I'm safe in here. There's a poster on the wall next to the toilet. We are currently out of toilet paper. Please be prepared if you wish to use the toilet. What does it mean by be prepared? Let's not think about that, ever. A simple bed. I don't expect to be very comfortable to sleep on. If it were Detective Gumshoe, he would probably snore loudly while sleeping like a log. I may never get a chance to work with him again. However, this is the path I chose. I won't regret it. Yeah, not much to see around here. A poster hanging in the hallway. The Dice and Slice game. Roll the dice and decide your daily menu. Dice and Slice game has been cancelled due to the warden's arrest. Oh yeah, we did that. We sincerely apologize to everyone who is looking forward to it. We need to apologize for canceling such a silly game. Another visitor? Kay! They still haven't let her get dressed. God damn it. Extra gruel? Sign me up, but you have to pay for it? I don't know about that. The table has a ball and chain. What the hell did the furniture do? You don't want to know, man. You don't want to know. Just don't look too deeply into its eyes. Hey, Edgeworth, meet the new warden at your prison. Oh, God. Seems you're all right. I'm relieved. For now. You know, this is kind of touching. You look a little down, Kay. Please, cheer up. You didn't do anything wrong. I guarantee it. Please, just accept it. I am a murderer. It's not true. Why won't you believe in yourself? What should I believe in? I mean, there's nothing. Nothing to believe in. That's not true. Where you lost your memories, you literally jumped into my life. As a result, your words and actions have become engraved in my memories. That's the mark you left behind. How can you call that nothing? I believe in your innocence. That's why you must believe in yourself as well. Thank you. But it's no use. Look at all the misfortune I've brought upon you. If you can, please forget it all. Your memories of Kay Faraday. Kay! Oh, that's grim. Hey, Marulu, welcome in. It has been a minute. How have you been? And thank you for redeeming the posture check. Could use one of those. Everybody else might want to take a minute to stretch out, especially if you haven't this morning. It's still early. Hey, Simdust, welcome in. How are you doing today, Sim? How's everything going with you? Hope you're having a great week. Oh. The arrested furniture was a little distressed. Oh. Oh, man. My shoulder's been super stiff lately, so this is very nice. Ooh. I think I swig of my drink, too. Hey, Valkos, good morning. How are you doing today? Hope we're doing well. Relentlessly, my neck sounds like someone stepping on a bag of potato chips when I turn my head. My old roommate was able to crack her neck on command, and it always freaked me the fuck out. Let's see, Sam, you're doing all right? About to get some coffee in me and start my work and lurk? Well, I hope the coffee is good, and I hope the work is easy today. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. You know, this takes me back. In my youth, I too was a gallant. Is this the kind of justice that the PIC seeks? Justice, huh? I wonder. This man, what is he planning? This guy is kind of a wild card. We have no idea what he wants and what he's up to. Why is he pushing things forward so forcefully? It all seems too unnatural. Is there a hidden agenda? There's no time left. It's all or nothing now. Well then, I must take my leave. Hold it! No matter how you look at it, Kay's arrest was unnatural. There must be something behind it. Hey, I'm a busy man, you know. Kind of a big deal, you see. Trust this won't take up too much of my time. In order to make it out of this situation, I must break through his defenses. There are plenty of things I want to ask, but my time is limited. Yeah, this is gonna be dangerous. We don't have a lot of time, and he's got a lot of defenses, and we really don't know anything about him. Oh, my joints are very loud. It's not as bad now, but when I was a teenager, my ankles would crack when I was going upstairs. Like, literally on every stair, my ankle would crack. And one time I was trying to sneak up on a friend of mine, all he heard was the sound of my ankles cracking, and it freaked him the hell out. Relentlessly, you still want that jacket? It is a very cool jacket. Very metal. Very rock and roll. Ooh, that sounds badass, Relentlessly. That's awesome. Alright. First, I'll ask about why he rushed the arrest. I have no intention of letting him push me around. I will overcome this difficult situation. Logic chess, begin! Alright. Kay is not the culprit. My, that's a rather bold claim, you know? Anyone can shout objections at the top of their lungs, you see, Mr. Former Prodigy Prosecutor. Ow! It's no use. I don't have enough information. Change will come sooner or later. It does, I mustn't let it slip by. Why did you rush her arrest? I would like a clear explanation. Explanation? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me. You clearly did not follow the proper procedures. Okay. Maybe you should pipe down a bit. Do you even know the position you're in? Suppose we let the criminal escape. What do you think will happen? What will happen? I would be made to take responsibility, you see. I do hope you understand. Just take my advice and stay out of this if you know what's good for you. I refuse. Kay is innocent. No, this is so pitiful. Brings me to tears. Why won't you just give up? Things were finally going well. Huh? She's growing silent. Does this mean I can go on now? I was too passive. Damn it! Oh, this one's tough. Oh, this one's really tough. Alright. Alright, so let's push our way in there. We gotta get to the part where he starts tearing up and then we'll press it. At least we know that much. Also gives me nice gender feel, so it's a win-win. Sounds like you're just gonna have an amazing night, so that is really fantastic. And congratulations on finding something that gives you good feels. This guy's pyromania and clear evil seems a bit much for the head of the entire prosecution org. Also, why does he keep burning? He keeps pulling out like a packet of paper and burning it, and no one makes any reference to it. What is he supposed to be burning there? I don't understand. Alright, so here's where he starts crying, so here we press it. Things were going well, you say? That's a strange way to put it. Almost sounds as if you personally wanted Kay to be arrested. Far more than necessary. Haven't you lost your impartiality? You think so? That certainly wasn't my intention, you see. Edgeworth, my boy, you're reading too much into it. Skillfully avoided the issue. However, I still have some serious doubts about Kay's arrest. Next, I shall ask him if the investigation was sufficient. Alright, we got our health back, that's good. Can't miss even the tiniest piece of information. This one is gonna be tough, as I predicted. Hey, Kissa, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Glad to have you with us. It's the only way to break through this situation. How much time was spent on the investigation? You know, I wonder about that. I don't really remember, you see. There's no way I can accept such a careless answer. Like I said, I don't remember. My memory's not as sharp as it used to be, you see. Sometimes I even forget my own son's name. I don't care about your idiot son. I want your answer regarding the investigation. Yes, he really is an idiot. Even though I don't remember raising him like that. No end to this. Just keeps on dodging the question. Let's try another line of attack to make him take me seriously. It's hard to say that the investigation was sufficient. The arrest? Was it under your authority? My, do I really look that important? Prosecutorial Investigation Committee Chairman. Quite a prominent title. Not that I care much for it. That was rather blunt. I'm so shocked I could cry. I'm sorry. Flattery was never my forte. If you keep talking like that towards me, you'll never get the prosecutor's badge back, you know? Let me make this clear right now. I do not live for the sake of my badge. Status means nothing to me. Do you understand? Young, so young. Let me teach you something as your senior in life. What you're saying right now is far too naive, you see. The look in his eyes has changed. He might respond differently to some of my questions now. This is my chance. How much time was spent on the investigation? Well, aren't you an impertinent one? Even someone like me is starting to get annoyed. What a coincidence. I feel the same way. Answer me. Was the investigation sufficient? Young folks always live life in the fast lane. That's why I like to bully them. You'll regret this soon enough. sure are quiet. Damn it! Scared? Ridiculous. I was just thinking about my next strategy. On how to extract information from a weepy old man. Show some remorse, you know. Don't you get it? I hold your fate in my hands. In any case, even if you obtain some information, there's nothing you can do. Just give up already. I refuse. Mind if I ask why? It's simple. The truth is fading away. That's all there is to it. I see. I'm starting to understand what kind of person you are. But you know, it's all useless. It's enough to make me cry. Enough! The girl's guilt has already been decided. That's strange. The way you said that, it almost sounds like it was decided from the very beginning. What are you trying to say? Yes, it's clearly unnatural. Everything is progressing as if Kay's guilt was predetermined. Wasn't Kay's arrest planned from the start? I see. That's an interesting theory. But I don't have time to indulge in your flights of fancy, you know. Why don't we put an end to this silly conversation? Chris is trying to get away! For that, I must find out if the arrest was lawful. Still very faint, but I'm beginning to see the path to the truth. We're getting some answers. We're getting somewhere. But we need more out of him. We need more actually from his side. We're putting pieces together, but we need something here. John, excellent emote combination there. Relentlessly, your cat sitting for a friend a while back, and her cat was very upset because I wouldn't let him climb into the oven. I imagine that's what parenting the best feels like. He's so dumb. Can't let this opportunity slip by. Please wait. There's still something I want to ask you. I'm growing weary of our little tete-a-tete. Please keep it short, okay? Who was the one who made the decision to arrest her? Well, can't say I remember. Growing old is a terrible thing, you see. Memory's not what it used to be, you know? Have enough clues to proceed with that line of questioning. Should try another line of attack. Kay is not the culprit. My, that's a rather bold claim, you know? I said the same thing there. Damn it! Wait! I have to go back in here and take a different line. There we go. I put together what you've told me up until now. I cannot help but say that there is no basis for Kay's arrest. There we go. Yes, I understand, you see. Well, you know, it doesn't really matter either way. You can't overturn her arrest. How irresponsible! You still claim to be a man of the law? My. Those are some harsh words, you know? You know, you're starting to make me a little angry. See, to be honest, I really can't answer all your questions, you know? That's just the position I'm in, you see? I'm a busy man, you know? Aren't you just pretending to be busy? That's cruel, you know? This old chunk of coal's been working like a dog. Pretending? What do you think that would accomplish? You don't want to talk about the case. Isn't that why you're trying to get away from this place? How sad. Yes, how sad indeed. You really suspect little old me? I do suspect you, and I'm confident about it. There's clearly no basis for Kay's arrest. My, have you forgotten? Wasn't there evidence? The mask, the letter, the corsage, all were found in the girl's possession. Not to mention, she even confessed. All of this serves to prove her crime. That's... Any objections? Haven't you realized it yet? I have you cornered. Oh! My, wonder what you're getting excited about. I sure can't understand the high spirits all of you young folks seem to have. Oh, that was a wasted remark. I have no intention of letting him push me around. I will overcome this difficult situation. Oh god, we have to go through all of that again? Jesus Christ. Wow, we're gonna be really low on health by the time we get there. Oh, Jesus. That's really bad. Alright, we got that. Alright, yeah, here's about where we were. See, normally it's press him when he's sad and stay back when he's angry, but he's like passive here. I don't know what we should be doing. Yes, Leo, I'm the bad guy. I'm not even your real dad. I know. Still, don't let you break yourself. Oh, god damn it. Alright, so yeah, I shouldn't be objecting there. Oh god, I think we're dead. I don't know if I can make it back through with this little time. Shit! God damn it. I know, too eager. I just want to get answers out of this guy. Oh my god. We're in the red. Oh my god. Come on. Oh, please. Alright, so this time we'll just stay silent when he asks if we have any objections. It's the only thing we haven't tried here. See? You have no response. It's true. I have no objections. But there is one point that bothers me. This man seems awfully familiar with the evidence. To remember everything without missing a beat. It intrigues me. Could be a useful clue. Oh god, we still gotta keep going! Kay is not the culprit. My, that's a rather bold claim, you know? Anyone can shout objections at the top of their lungs, you see, Mr. Foreman. We heard that before. No! Oh god! Yeah, I think we're fucked. Yeah, we're fucked. You know, I'm a pretty busy man. I'll be heading back now, you see. Shoot! I messed up! Can't give up now. I have to stand my ground. Alright, so it doesn't even game over us, that's good. Let's try this again. Do we have to start all the way over? I think we do. Oh no, we still got 2 pieces. Alright, so we're not completely starting over. Oh, this is really tough. Alright, I gotta remember how we got through this before. Alright, wait and see there. And then you want to talk about it. Alright, so we got that. And then he asked if there's any objection. Well, we're not gonna object. Alright, that gets us the clue. Alright, so now we still have more to ask, I assume? We'll ask him who made the decision. We'll see if anything happens there. Well, I can't say I remember. Growing old's a terrible thing, you see. My memory's not what it used to be, you know? Perhaps I should use that clue. Don't play dumb with me. Didn't you remember all of the evidence in full detail just now? Stop pretending to be a forgetful old man when things aren't going your way. Now then, who was the one who made the decision to arrest her? See, you're a sharp one, aren't you? You know, I wish my son could learn from you. Yeah, we all do. I'm also gonna save here, because holy crap, this is a long sequence. Because he's a real idiot. I'm not interested in your son. Who made the decision for the arrest? You're a bad man, you know? Don't you already know? What an order arrest. Haven't you realized it yet? I have. Oh no! Shit! Alright, no, that was wrong. Alright. I think we can get back there pretty quickly at least. Who made the decision? Let's see, you remembered all the evidence. Let's see. That's crying about his son. Person right in front of me. I'm certain of it. There we go! 3 down, 1 to go. Ouch. You make it sound like I committed some kind of injustice. Guess I'll have to clear that up. My honor's at stake here, you see. Very well. I'll continue to play along with you till you're satisfied. What is most crucial here is how much this man knows about this case. I can get him to reveal that. Alright, we're back to a full time bar again. It's do or die. If I can overcome this, I'll reach the truth. We're so close! He's given up very little so far, but we need something tangible. We need something to hold on to that we can work with here. Hey, Punisher, welcome in. How are you doing today? Case, more like case. Alright. Suspect. Regarding Kay. How much do you know about her? She's a suspect in this case. That's all I know, you see. Scout's on her. I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. Maybe I should try another line of attack. You seem pretty familiar with the case. I'm a wise man, you know. I'm familiar with most things, you see. I don't think it was very wise of you to arrest Kay in this case. I'm a very busy man. I can end this conversation anytime I want, you know? Don't you forget about that. This would have already been over if you'd simply answered my questions. If you give me a proper answer, I won't take any more of your time. I will ask you once again, why are you so familiar with this case? I read the case files, you see? Honestly, it's quite a drag, you know? But it's my job, so what could I do? Because of my position, you see? You can't just skip out on it. Well, I had some time to kill, so I read the whole thing, you see? That's strange. Didn't you just say you were very busy? Aren't your faults slowly coming to light now? If you truly wish to protect your position, I would advise you to rescind that arrest order. You really are desperate, you know? Never say die attitude. Touches my heart. But you know, it's unfortunate that all your hard work was for naught. Because we discovered her unconscious body near the crime scene, you see? This is the first time I've heard of Kay's condition when she was found. She was unconscious in the storeroom? We hadn't heard that before. That's right. The source of that information is classified, though. This man knows things even I don't know. Does he know the whole story behind this case? This could be a useful clue. I'm gonna save here. Coming down to it. The truth? You can't handle the truth. You got a short list of games you're playing right now, Punisher? That's where the clue comes in handy. Something you said feels out of place. You know about things that the crime scene investigation never revealed. Why is that? Just how much of the truth do you know? You're making that forceful face again. You know, it kind of makes me want to do the same. Like this. You really are a persistent one, you know? But I can admire that, you see? I'll take that as a compliment. Can't you give it a rest already? My age, my body's not as strong as it once was, you know? There's no one else who could be the culprit besides her. She was even given that much evidence to show that she committed the crime. Sorry, given? So, she was given evidence, you say? That's an odd choice of words. Almost sounds as if she did not possess them under her own will. Let's see. You really do have a fine eye for the details. Expected of a former prodigy prosecutor. You've already found your answer, haven't you? I'm listening. But go ahead and say it. There's no need to hold back. Finally wrenched open the heavy door to the truth. Oh, we're there now. It's all starting to come together. We just gotta put it together, make it click. That has happened before, Rooks. It's true. Unconscious in the storeroom would be a good band name. I can see it. It honestly would be pretty cool. Oh, jeez. Now, all that remains is to strike the final blow. Kay is not the culprit. I shall break through this with that clue. Kay was framed. The true culprit is pinning the blame on her. That is my answer. Whoa! Whoa! He did that a little too quick. I think he's done that before. That's not the first time he's done that. Hey, follows, welcome in. Man, boy, did you pick a good time to come. Yes, you're a clever one. It almost makes me feel bad that your prosecutor's badge was taken away, you know? Yes, it's as you say. Checkmate. Yay. Logic chess complete. You arrested Kay even when you knew of the existence of the true culprit. Don't toy with me. There's no way such an act would be tolerated. Sure, I agree, you know. That's what a prosecutor's supposed to do. It'll all work out fine if we make her guilty. Who would desire such a resolution? If I had to say, maybe the PIC. And also maybe me, you know? When I heard your words just now, I could barely hold back my tears, you know? Just so splendid, you see? Burns me up inside. I'm not the most perfect piece of work, you know, so I can't forgive such youthfulness. You say the truth is important, but you know, once you know the real value the truth holds, I wonder if you can still say the same thing. What are you trying to say? When you get to where I am, you can just create your own truths, anytime you want. Kay Faraday is the culprit. That was truth that I simply manufactured out of thin air. Good, very good. Face, expression. You were such a desperate one, you see. That's why I really wanted to bully you, you know? See, even if you know the truth, there's simply nothing you can do. That's the real value of truth. So shocking that it's to die for, you know? I want you to pursue the true culprit. How much of the truth do you know? You understand now? The truth that you believe in is worthless, you see? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Powerless former prosecutor. You... Ooh, scary, scary. You know, I guess the friends of a heinous criminal are also quite heinous themselves. Please, you... Like this, you see? One more person will disappear before me. Here comes the waterworks. Tears of mine just won't stop, you know? Well, shit. Thing will be decided in today's deliberation. Wow, wow, everything's really bad. Okay, so he just straight up admitted that, it's a frame job. Oh, God. He is holding all the cards, so, I don't know how this is gonna go. He knows the reason, he knows himself, so he knows that's the reason the goggles were there. Oh, God. He's innocent. I will definitely prove it. April 6th, 8:30 a.m., Grand Tower PIC meeting room. 10 members are present. The quorum has been met. Here on out, let the council begin. Today's deliberation shall be about Miles Edgeworth's aptitude and ability as a prosecutor. Let our members discuss this matter with a clear conscience and the goddess of law. Clear conscience? Don't make me laugh. Courtney, please give us your report. On April 5th, Prosecutor Edgeworth carried out an illegal investigation and resisted arrest. He was arrested by 2 of our members who caught him in the act, myself and Blaze DeBest. Prosecutor Edgeworth disrupted the investigation of attorney Jill Crane's murder. He claims that the culprit, Kay Faraday, was arrested without sufficient evidence. Even now, his claim remains unchanged. Tell us more about the murder incident. On April 5th, the victim's body was found here in the PIC meeting room. Regarding the details, I, Sebastian DeBest, the best prosecutor, will enlighten you. Prosecutor in charge, Sebastian DeBest, will explain the rest of the details. The murder happened on the night of April 4th. The victim was one Jill Crane. On the same night, a black market auction was being held in this very meeting room. Because Miss Crane was taking part in the auction, the murder occurred in the middle of the auction, did it not? Oh, sorry, that was Courtney. When Miss Crane was found, she was dressed like the conductor of the auction. However, based on the fact that the auction continued after the murder occurred, I deduced that Miss Crane could not have been the conductor. For not the one who made that deduction.
Sebastian, please show everyone the basis for the arrest of the culprit.
You got it, Justine. Kay Faraday was unable to bear the weight of her good conscience.
I believe you mean her guilty conscience.
Yes, it was her guilty conscience that drove her to confess the crime. According to her confession, on the roof of this building, she met a figure in a red raincoat on the viewing platform. So Crane was wearing a red raincoat?
Yes, that's correct. The culprit used the conductor's clothes as a red herring to mislead us. At the time of the murder, Miss Crane was wearing a red raincoat.
It was I who discovered the raincoat near this building.
It?
Sure, it was the forensics team who found it.
To be more precise, it was the forensics team under Sebastian's orders who discovered it.
Thought as much. According to the blood analysis, the person in the red raincoat and Miss Crane were the same person. The decisive evidence is the culprit's own confession. She testified that she killed her. That's right, the culprit is Kay Faraday. Couldn't have been anyone else but her. Well then, Edgeworth, if you have any objections, let's hear them.
I have no objections.
I see. Seems all the fight's gone out of you after your little overnights.
I have no objections to your claim that I investigated illegally. I admit to that.
However, I object to the claim that Kay is the culprit.
I will testify that Sebastian's investigation was fair and just.
Of course it was, Justine. Don't you know that I'm the fairest of them all? Edgeworth, my boy, despite how things may seem, I actually kind of like you. If, and this is just an if, you see, if you were to withdraw your objection, you might be sitting on this side of the bench tomorrow. I'll ask you one more time, Edgeworth. Do you have any objections?
Don't take me for a fool. I'd advise you to watch what you say.
This man is the one who should watch what he's saying. I'm talking about the case, not about a chair. I demand a testimony. By all means, let me hear it. I want to know how the PIC understands this case. Testimony from us, eh? Fine then. That's what it takes to make you happy. Courtney, give him the materials from the investigation.
Sir? But that's
the end of the line for him. I'll let him go out in a blaze of glory.
If you insist, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we got our evidence back. That's something. Why don't we have Courtney give the testimony?
I have no objections.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Don't worry, Kay. You just watch from over there.
All right, we're getting down to it now. Whew. Hey, young Billiam there, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, blatant cartoon framing, seriously. All right, let's start our attack here.
Miss Crane went to the black market auction as a customer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for auction. We believed that she left her seat after winning the bid for it. The only exit from the storeroom is the hatch that leads up to the viewing platform. Miss Crane went out to the viewing platform, where she was attacked by Kay Faraday. That was how she met her end, and that concludes my summary of the case.
The red raincoat was up for auction. Is that a fact?
It is quite likely. The red raincoat has been a piece of evidence in the assassination attempt on the president of Zhengfa, as you well know. Originally, it should have been stored in an appropriate place. When I asked about it, I learned that it went missing.
And it somehow made its way to the black market auction. Certainly a natural conclusion. My, well done, Courtney. Your explanation's as clear as ever.
I am much obliged. Prosecutor Edgeworth, will you concede defeat now?
Sorry, but I don't plan on it.
I see. I am relieved.
Relieved? What you mean?
I'm gonna think of it. The reason for questioning me yesterday remains a mystery. Just what is she thinking? Is she maybe not fully on board with the frame job here? Interesting, interesting. Alright, so first order of business, let's save. And then I want to go double check what evidence we've got. Because we haven't done that so far today, because we didn't have it before. So, we have Kei's Yatagarasu badge. We have the Jammin' Ninja mask. We've got the letter Kei had on her person when she was found. Dear Kei, I promise you I'll get it back for you. Your most precious memory, Jill. Jill being the victim in the case. We have Kei's ticket stub that got her into the Grand Tower. We have a cloth corsage that was torn off the victim. We have the Grand Tower pamphlet that shows a cross-section of the tower and a top view of the tower. We've got Kei's testimony. Someone walked towards her from behind the stand and pushed her off the roof, neither of which is possible. We have the PIC key card, which was used by the victim on the night of the murder. We've got the three-pronged candelabra, which apparently appears to have been in the evidence room, or in the storeroom, and also was the murder weapon. We've got the autopsy report. The victim's body was discovered in the PIC's meeting room. The estimated time of death is sometime between late last night and midnight. Cause of death was stab wounds to the left chest with a candelabra. Head wound was post-mortem. On the victim's hand, a burn mark was found, although the burn mark is several years old. You can see the candelabra down there. There's the key card. There's the burn mark. There's the corsage. There's where the candelabra went in. And you can also see Kei's promise notebook, which went missing earlier, as found right next to the body. Always gotta have that safety save. It's important. Show her the badge! Wrong badge! What's for breakfast, chat? I only had a plain bagel because I'm very boring with breakfast. What else we got? We've got the key card logs for the PIC room. There was only 2 check-ins that night. The person we're talking to right now, Justine Courtney, used her badge at 10:15 p.m. and the victim, Jill Crane, used her badge at 12:52 p.m., though we believe that was just a juke by the killer. Just a false piece of evidence to throw us off the trail. Hey, Turtark, welcome in. This doesn't seem like a great breakfast there. Corsage is such a fancy word. It's right up there with chaise lounge. It's just, you can't say it without feeling fancy. Chicken egg rolls. Holy crap, that sounds like a good breakfast. Relentlessly, I ate ice cream for breakfast because I have no self-control. We've all been there. We've all been there. What else we've got? We've got the letter addressed to the victim, thought to be written by Kei, though probably fake. Chaise lounge. It's a, also known as a lounger type of chair. To Ms. Crane, thank you so much for helping with my plan. I'm glad that we can help each other get what we want. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. Kei. We still have no idea what either of the letters mean, and also we don't know if they're true or not, or if they're forgeries. Oh, chicken and waffles! Chicken and waffles is such a good breakfast. Thank you, Rin. I would have had no idea on the spot. We've got the conductor's clothes. The conductor wore a white jacket with a purple flower, white gloves, and a mask. At the time, age and gender unknown, although I suppose we still don't know who the real conductor was. We've got Lada's testimony of what she saw. The black market auction was being held in the Grand Tower. The items up for auction were a piece of evidence from past cases. 11 people attended the event. Each one of them was wearing a mask. The auction continued even after Jill Crane's murder. I imagine the fact she mentioned 11 people is going to be important at some point. I'm curious. Let's see. And also, for some reason, we have as evidence the stuffed animal we saw in Zing Fa's president's plane. That's from the first case in this game. I don't know why we took that as evidence. The masks worn as participants in the auction, many different types were provided. Lada's photo, a photo of someone in a red raincoat. I think the only important thing in this photo really is the fact that the person in the red raincoat's left hand is bloody. Because the victim's left hand was bloodied as well, I believe.
Photo taken just after the crime was taken by Lotta, who had snuck into the storeroom. After the conductor and another person entered the storeroom, one of them suddenly started screaming. Blood on the hidden lift. A blood stain was found on the hidden lift. Blood seems to have dripped down to the floor below. At the costume trunk, the killer hid the victim in this box. A blood stain was found inside. We got the meeting room blood. A pool of blood was found in the meeting room. Was it left behind to hide the storeroom's existence? Possibly. We also have the red raincoat worn by the victim. The victim's fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. Alright, so we got a lot of evidence and we haven't used most of it, so this might be pretty complicated. Now to find the motivation to cook, that is the tricky part. You got this though, Follows, you got this. Alright, so as usual, we'll start by pressing our statements, see if we can get any additional information. So Ms. Crane went to the black market auction as a customer. So, you're saying that a member of the PIC was involved in illicit dealings?
Regarding that, I have no response.
He's right, you know. After this hearing's over, we're gonna have to clean up our acts.
A splendid decision, Mr. Chairman.
Now, it's only natural, you see. No need to flatter me, you know. But you know, that has nothing to do with you at all, Edgeworth. Because by then, you won't even be a prosecutor anymore, you see. Oh, now this tearful business has been cleared up.
Yes, sir. I will continue.
Plot twist, it was the judge. He's got to be up to something, right? Alright, so the red raincoat was one of the items up for auction. This is interesting because this is the first time we've been hearing this fact. We didn't know before.
Hold it!
So, the red raincoat was also up for auction.
Yes, it had belonged to Shelley the killer.
Based on the circumstances, we must consider that it was an item up for the auction, you see? That was Woody Boy Ring targeted the president of Zingfa. There was a mannequin that was positioned unnaturally against the auction goods. That may have been where the red raincoat had been on display. Do you know how the goods were procured?
We're currently investigating it, but it's none of your concern, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Soon you will be nothing more than an ordinary individual, and then you will be finished.
Seems the results of this deliberation have already been decided. Enough about me. Please continue your testimony.
Since the raincoat had been up for auction,
They believe that she left her seat after winning the bid for it.
Hold it!
Why would the victim immediately leave her seat?
that had to do with how the auction was conducted. It seems that after the winning bid, the winner was required to pay for the item immediately.
That matches up with Ms. Hart's testimony.
We believe that Ms. Crane paid her bid for the raincoat, and then immediately tried to leave the auction.
Alright, so the only exit from the storeroom is the hatch that leads to the viewing platform.
Hold it!
The victim was a PIC member. Couldn't she have also just left from the meeting room?
If she had done so during the auction, then its existence would have been revealed to the public.
Since Ms. Hart knew about it, it seems like the cat's already out of the bag.
The customers were required to enter and exit from the hatch. Ms. Crane was simply following protocol. Considering where the murder took place, she must have tried to leave through there.
So Ms. Crane went out to the viewing platform where she was attacked by Kay Faraday.
Hold it!
Why would Kay do such a thing?
We intend to question her about that later.
Later? That seems to be your favorite time for interrogations.
If the culprit was aware that the customers were required to exit from the hatch, it would have been easy to lie in wait for an ambush. Ms. Crane was attacked when she was leaving the hatch.
That was how she met her end, and that concludes my summary of the case.
Hold it!
Met her end? What do you mean by that?
Passed away, or to be more precise, she was murdered.
Objection!
The candelabra was one of the items in the auction. Therefore, Kay should not have been able to get her hands on it.
That's the rule!
If she was able to lie in wait for the attack, then she must have known about the storeroom. If she sneaked into the storeroom during the auction, she could have obtained it.
Yeah, if we only had some way to know for sure. Where the candelabra was during the entire auction, you know? How about it?
There is no such evidence. My apologies. We hope to find that evidence soon.
Edgeworth, it's too bad, you know? Seems you won't be able to use this line of attack.
Victim encountered the culprit on top of the roof, and the crime occurred there. According to her reasoning, the murder took place at the viewing platform. Was that really the case? Some piece of evidence must tell the whole story behind it. By looking again.
Alright, yeah, that's gonna be our line of attack here. That makes sense. Alright, so... Yeah, she was attacked by Kay Faraday on the viewing platform, but that's not how that happened. Let's see. So we think the lift was the site of the murder, as far as I know. Let's see if we can present that. No, that's not it. Dang it! I love how they won't let you skip through the dialogue when you mess up. Let's see. Yeah, she's really just been trying to destroy us super hard ever since the beginning, so she might be in on this. It's very possible. Let's see. Oh, there's one other way we could go about this. Because she says that the victim was attacked on the viewing platform. But if that's the case, why does Lotta have a photo of someone in a red raincoat with blood on their hand while still inside the storeroom?
Objection!
Judge Courtney, I've found it to be strange for a while now. Why is Ms. Hart here with us? She is an eyewitness to this case. Isn't it only natural for her to be in attendance?
Oh, shucks. I reckon I'm more of an ear witness than an eyewitness.
Seems gaining the trust of others isn't your strong point, Judge Courtney. Perhaps I simply do not wish to be as tactless as you. It appears you've failed to get the witness to tell you the most vital information. Please look at this photo. This was taken by Ms. Hart. The photo seems to have been taken in the storeroom. And what of it?
According to your reasoning, the incident took place on the viewing platform. However, Ms. Hart encountered the incident in the storeroom.
That's right. It had taken place just before this photo was taken.
But wait, if that's true, Justine's reasoning...
Exactly. It does not hold up.
What?
Ms. Hart, allow me to ask you again. You saw the person in the photo with your own eyes, correct?
I sure did. I seen him plain as day with my own two eyes.
And what did you think at the time?
I figured I was about to get me a big scoop, you know?
Guess that makes sense. That's not what I meant. What did you think of that person?
Huh? Well, I reckon she'd help me bring home the bacon.
You mocking me?
Oh, shucks, don't make that scary old face. It was just a harmless little joke. Person in the red raincoat? I reckon they were the culprit.
I hope you understand now. The crime occurred in... Prosecutor Edgeworth, I cannot understand your argument if you do not say it out loud. If you had simply asked, I would have been more than willing to explain.
Explain what?
The sounds Ms. Hart heard may not necessarily be related to the case.
Objection!
That is impossible. Enough of your excuses.
Was the voice that Ms. Hart heard really that of Ms. Crane?
Such a shady conversation must have had something to do with the case.
What did her voice sound like?
Her voice? Well, it beats me. How was I supposed to know? They were both using voice changers.
Yes, the voices Ms. Hart heard had been altered by a device. We must therefore question whether or not they have any bearing on this case.
Objection!
You need not object just because you wish to sigh.
Judge Courtney, it seems I've greatly overestimated you. No, Courtney's quite amazing, you see.
You claim that the sounds Ms. Hart heard have no bearing on this case?
Even if they do not, it doesn't change the fact that the crime took place in the storeroom. At the very least, the crime must have occurred before the victim went up to the rooftop. The reason being... Oh, this one's easy. We were just talking about it a minute ago. Right there! First, I thought the person in the red raincoat was the culprit.
Well, Ms. Hart's testimony certainly made it sound that way.
Precisely. It was because she saw the person's hand was covered in blood. Anyone who heard her testimony would have arrived at the same conclusion. The person in the red raincoat was the culprit, and the blood on her hand was the victim's. However, if the person in the red raincoat was the victim, then the situation changes completely. Since blood can be seen in this photo, it must have been taken after the crime occurred. You've been under the wrong impression in regards to the victim's condition. The victim was definitely attacked in the store. Immediately afterwards, the victim was seen with blood on her hand. That must mean the victim was still alive even after she was attacked. The blood on her hand must have come from her own wound. No way! Are you saying that she died from a hand injury? No, that is not the case. I suspect that she just held her hand against the wound. It can't be seen in the photo, but at this moment she must have already suffered a fatal wound. Oh, that's true, and it changes a lot of things, you know? Seems you understand. This refutes the allegations against Kay. Kay encountered the victim after this picture was taken. I believe at that point in time, the victim was already on the verge of death. Likely Kay just happened to be present when the victim reached the end of her strength.
That is quite the coincidence.
Indeed. I can only say that she was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, it seems you've forgotten a crucial fact.
Ah, you mean that, right? He must be pretending that he hasn't noticed it, you see? What'd you say? Are you implying that I forgot something? Courtney, I think it's about time you gave him his last rites. Hey, Pops, Justine's with me, you know? Don't order her around like that. No, even though you're my son, you're so embarrassing. I'm not embarrassing. Sorry, but you're both rather embarrassing. Justine, give Mr. Edgeworth this,
Very well. I shall give him his last rites.
He's so embarrassing! Enjoy your lurk, Punisher. Oh god, that song is so good, Nano. I love that one.
When the body was found, there were 3 wounds in Miss Crane's chest. I'm sure you're well aware what kinds of wounds those were, right? Yes, she was stabbed in the heart with the 3-pronged candelabra. Is there any person who could survive such an injury? Please take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same after reading it?
Well done, Justine. With this, Mr. Edgeworth I will offer a rebuttal, of course. Why would you do that? Didn't you just hear what Justine said? Of course I did. I still plan to object to it. It's not fair! You're always opposing me at every turn!
It was never my intention to oppose you.
Huh? Really?
Simply not worth my time.
I see. So that's how it is. Yep, after all,
That's enough, you know. You're embarrassing your father, you see.
Huh? What do you mean, Pops?
You're the worst!
Alright. Make another save, and then we'll see if we can drag anything extra out of her. Alright, so there were 3 wounds in Ms. Crane's chest when she was found.
Hold it!
3 wounds. Sounds rather painful.
Indeed. We must punish the culprit accordingly.
Kay, do not listen to what she says. But Courtney, please continue your reasoning.
Very well. She had 3 wounds.
Sure you're well aware what kind of wounds those were. Why don't you ask Sebastian instead?
Of course, Sebastian knows all about it.
Huh? Me? Yeah, I know everything. Obviously lying. Sebastian, maybe you should sneak a peek at the autopsy report, you know? Let's see here. Fatal wound was caused by the candelabra. Oh, so that's how it was.
Cause of the wound was just as Sebastian said.
She was stabbed in the heart with a 3-pronged candelabra.
Hold it!
So the cause of death was a stab wound to the heart. Is that correct?
Yes, the candelabra pierced right into her heart. Since this was Dr. Young's medical opinion, it must be the truth.
The coroner's medical opinion follows my own opinion. Therefore, it's perfect. We cannot ignore the autopsy reports, however. Hey, don't ignore my opinion. However, the cause of death was a stab wound to the victim's chest. Would it contradict that piece of evidence? Oh, he's totally ignoring me. Christine, say something.
Yes, I will not allow you to ignore my reasoning.
Alright, so she was stabbed in the heart with a 3-pronged candelabra. Check out her evidence, see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Proof that she wasn't stabbed in the heart. I thought she was stabbed by the heart. Cause of death was stab wounds to the left chest with a candelabra. Head wound was post-mortem. Isn't your heart in the right side of your chest? I don't remember. I don't even know if that's the kind of detail they're looking for here. Let's see. Matches the victim's chest wounds, though, so there's that. Oh, gotcha. I did not remember that. Thank you, Chinenin. I appreciate that. Wait, what did it say about the raincoat? Victim's fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. It says the blood's found on the hood, but shouldn't there be like a shitload of blood on the chest too? Because we saw the victim wearing the raincoat and they had the blood on their hand, like they'd already been attacked, so.
Objection!
Third?
Chairman DeBest, do you know what this is? Your red raincoat. How about it, Courtney? The victim, Ms. Crane, was wearing this earlier. Prosecutor Edgeworth, must I repeat my explanation to you all over again? Suppose it just might come to that. Judge Courtney, answer me this. This red raincoat was stained with blood. You happen to remember where specifically those bloodstains were located? Of course I do. They were on the hood. Wait. Can't be.
What does that mean?
Judge Courtney, were there any other bloodstains besides the one on the hood? None were detected. Don't you think it's strange? The victim died from a stab wound to the chest. In that case, there should have been bloodstains on the front of the raincoat. However, the only blood they found was on the hood. This is a huge contradiction. The wound on the victim's head is no ordinary wound. After all, the victim sustained this wound before she was stabbed in the chest. It does appear that way, doesn't it? The victim first suffered the head wound. If he'd already been stabbed in the chest, the raincoat would have been stained with blood. Or it is unthinkable that her chest was stabbed before she suffered the head wound. Order of the wounds would be first the head, followed by the chest. However, does that really change the situation? With this, a contradiction is born, one that overturns all of our assumptions up until now. Change really that great? I look forward to hearing it. Well then, this contradiction, why don't you show it to me? With evidence.
I know exactly which one this is, because as soon as he started talking about this, this started bothering me very deeply.
And that's...
There we go. As the coroner's report says, cause of death was stab wound to the left chest, head wound was post-mortem.
Take that!
This is the autopsy report written by Dr. Young. According to this, the head wound was post-mortem.
But that's not what the raincoat shows.
Exactly. It's the exact opposite.
Bailiff, hurry and summon Dr. Bonnie Young at once. Till we hear what she has to say, we cannot close the curtains on this case.
Yes, ma'am. Understood. The autopsy technician get it wrong, or is this another clue? Something's weird here.
Dr. Young is a busy person. It'll take some time for her to arrive. In the meantime, let us try viewing this case from another angle. There's something that's been on my mind. One of the key figures in this case. The conductor. We still don't know who that person is.
Now that you mention it, even after our investigation, we still have no idea who it is.
The conductor has come up time and time again during this hearing. However, at this point in time, their identity remains a mystery. How about it? Do you have any ideas?
I'm still not sure at this moment. However, there is someone I have in mind. A certain individual involved with this case who might know something about it. Oh, am I gonna have to accuse somebody again? Parts always make me nervous because I always mess them up. Who's that? Blaze to Best, I demand your testimony. What? Don't say such a stupid thing. Why would you suspect Pops?
Are you trying to cast suspicion towards the chairman of the PIC? You understand what that means?
Status and prestige mean nothing before the truth. That man is trying to pin the crime on Kay. The evidence that was in Kay's possession, the ticket stub, the mask, the corsage, these items did not come into her possession out of her own volition. By some method, that man purposely planted them on her personage.
It's hard to believe such a sudden accusation, but I'll ask, just in case. Why would he do that?
Obviously to direct suspicion towards Kay. I succeeded in drawing out those words from him earlier.
Mr. Chairman, your response?
Are you too shocked to speak? And what of it? Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said, what of it? You say that you drew out some words for me, but you don't have a shred of proof, you know? No one else heard it but you. It just doesn't work like that, you see? Or do you have something else? You know, some kind of basis for your argument?
It's confidence.
You also showed it at the cell.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I would like you to explain once more. I trust we have your permission, Mr. Chairman.
But of course, I'm pretty interested in this matter myself, you know? I'd like to know just what part of me seems criminal to Edgeworth. There's no one as honest as I am, you see? You can say that with a straight face. Let's start from the top. The fact that the auction was held in this room is cause for suspicion. This is the PIC meeting room. I imagine it would be difficult for non-members to enter.
That's why all the members have key cards, you know?
I think we can assume that multiple auctions have been held here before. Therefore, suspecting a member of the PIC would be the best. Yes, because the conductor had to be a PIC member.
Wait, no! What was that all about? What do I do, Pops? I just helped the enemy!
Oh, Sebastian really is an idiot, you know? But you see, Edgeworth, I'm not the only one with access, you know?
Indeed, there are 11 members in the PIC. Even if we rule out the victim, Miss Green, there's still 10 potential suspects.
It's not me!
But I couldn't be the chairman, right?
I don't know who it is, but whoever it is should just come forward. Yes, everyone just calm down, you know? Edgeworth, is that all you got? Where is the evidence to suspect me? Hey, Hankerer, welcome in. How are you doing today? I've never played the official version. When I started playing this version, it was before the official version came out, so this is the only one I've seen. I can tell you the fan translation is fantastic. They really capture the feel of the Capcom translations. But Capcom's done such an amazing job with all the other translations of the Phoenix Wright games. I have no reason to believe it isn't spectacular. And also, it's a lot easier to get a hold of than the fan translation. This specifically is the fan translation of the Android version, which is a huge pain in the ass to apply. Hey, Rose, welcome in. How are you doing today? Yeah, he keeps crying, and the tears fill up his goggles, so he keeps having to swivel the goggles open to let him out. He's a weird guy. Everyone in these games are weird guys. Take care of yourself, Nano. Thanks for hanging around. We'll see you around. My first piece of evidence is that you are clearly unhinged. No objections? Alright. Oh, so you've fallen silent. But you've gone too far, you see. I won't forgive you anymore. It's too late for regrets, you know? I'm a very important man, you see. Former chief prosecutor and chairman of the PIC. It's fine if you're not prepared to face the fire, you know? See? Either way, it won't make any difference. His eyes are really scary close up. Oh, this part's called "Cause I'm Gonna Bully You." Oh, that's exciting. Hey, Relentlessly, welcome back in. I'm glad we can make it go a little bit faster. Happy to help. Hey, X1011, honestly, having like tears held against your eyes sounds like it would burn like crazy. You've been rambling on for quite a while about the most trivial details, you know? Like the location of the murder, the order of the wounds, and what else was there? It just doesn't matter, you know? You see, none of that means anything, you know? Think about it. We've got the suspect herself saying she killed the victim. That's all that matters, you see? She'll even get a lighter sentence with her confession, you know? Now then, are there any contradictions? Be my guest.
can that be considered a testimony? Must be a contradiction somewhere. That person is very important, isn't he? Mr. Edgeworth, it's all right. Let's just give up. Surely I must have killed her. I can even remember it.
Kay, I need you to shut the fuck up and let me do my job. Holy shit.
You'll be tied down by your muddled memories. If you want to believe in something, believe in your own innocence.
Believe in me who believes in... God damn it. God damn it. There is an anime fan in this translation staff. It's coming on!
But my opponent is the PIC chairman. Taking him down won't be easy. However, he's underestimated me. I can take advantage of that.
Can it be contradiction spot the liar? I love that game.
Alright. I'm going to save the game here before we get into it. And I need to blow my nose real quick. Don't go anywhere, folks. I will be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Oh, let's start pressing on him.
Hold it!
If these trivial details create contradictions in the case, we cannot call it the truth. It's fine, as long as the rest of the case makes sense, you know? Every case can have a small contradiction or two, you see. But if we get bogged down by the details, we won't be able to arrest the criminal. Trials go on forever, you see. You of all people should understand, you know? I don't, that's why I'm asking you. Ah, young folks these days. Anyway, you were rambling on about stuff. Like the location of the murder, the order of the wounds. What else was there?
Hold it!
Autopsy report, and the questions about the conductor. Were you even listening? Talk is cheap, you know. I was listening, you see, but I didn't think much of it, you know. You didn't think much of it, even after I brought up all those issues. Perhaps your judgment needs to be questioned rather than my ability as a prosecutor. Hey, Plushie! Welcome in, Plushie. How are you doing? How was Monster Hunter? I was watching you a little bit before the stream. I hope you're having a good time with that. I haven't played the new one yet, but I enjoyed the last two Monster Hunters. It looks really good. And for anybody from Plushie Stream who doesn't know me, my name is Shane. That's Shane's Games. I play the obscure, the unusual, and the nostalgic. And today we're playing Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Specifically, we're playing the fan-translated version for Android. Loving it so much, bonk. You gotta love the bonk. You gotta. What, do you have a favorite weapon in that game so far? I'm curious. And, yeah, we're near the end of case 4 here. It's getting pretty intense. Greatsword, ooh, Greatsword's good. Greatsword's good. I think last game I played a lot of Katana in the last game. I enjoyed that one. The glaive is your main in world. Nice, nice. I always wanted to like Hunting Horn. I could never get into it though. Yeah, I really like Katana. I think I tried at least one of the ranged weapons too. I don't remember which one.
That's a good one, Edgeworth. But you see, cluster and shotgun, also good ones, good ones. I like that there's such a variety of weapons. Really changes up the playstyle. Though he says it doesn't matter because none of that means anything.
Hold it!
How can you say it doesn't matter? Are you trying to suppress the truth? Well, you see, it simply doesn't matter as much as you say it does, you know? See, Edgeworth, you're only saying it matters to avoid the real issue here. Think about it, we've got the suspect herself saying she killed the victim.
Hold it!
He looks like Cousin It! He does have entirely too much beard there. He accidentally set it on fire at one point, and then extinguished it with his own tears. Ace Attorney's a weird series. It may be true that she confessed, however, that does not make it the truth. She is suffering from memory loss, so we must question the credibility of her testimony. It's the first time we've heard his voice. That was creepy as fuck. Wow. Whoever did that voice line went super hard. Even if you say that, you know, still won't solve anything. What good will it do to deny her confession? Sounds like nonsense to me. Want to try asking her again? I think she'll just say that she's the murderer again. Very well. Let's try asking her again, one last time. I'd like to hear from Kay herself, whether or not she's the culprit. Huh? From me? Will that be alright? If this goes poorly, it will be quite unfavorable for you. I do not mind. However, I shall ask Kay the question myself. I'm moved to tears, you know? Oh, how touching, you know? How very touching. Fine then, I'll let you ask her. However, I have one condition. All this proves to be a waste of time. And that will be the end of it. How's that sound? The end of the hearing? Yes, yes. It seems you can be smart once in a while, Sebastian. In other words, you see, if she confesses again, Kay Faraday will be found beyond a shadow of a doubt guilty. Yep, it's a fine idea. Guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, that's right. It's harsh. But either way, if I do nothing, she'll be declared guilty. Kay! Yes? Know what I'm asking of you is unreasonable. Please, I want you to answer me. Ace Attorney is absolutely insane. I love that. Also, holy shit's voice. I gotta imagine, like, backstage, they're like, hey, we need to do this voice acting role, but you only get to say one word. So make it count. Hey, Gaia Shield, welcome in. How are you doing today? And C Prince, welcome in. Was having fun binge watching this on your YouTube channel? Awesome. I'm glad. And I'm glad I got to get back to it finally. Work interrupted my streaming for a very long time, but like I kept wanting to know how this one ended, so I'm glad we can finally get it finished. And also, you know, we've got other Ace Attorney games after this one. We gotta keep going. Let's see. That looked illegal as fuck. Yeah, the law in these games is kind of questionable. And Rooks, thank you for the clip there. Excellent, excellent. Doesn't matter how tiny it is. Do you remember anything? Anything that would prove your innocence? Wow, Edgeworth's gambling everything here. Absolutely everything. If she doesn't remember anything new, we're kind of fucked here. Why? Why would you go that far for me? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm too scared to remember. Because I might have done something even worse. If that were the case, I would only make things worse for you, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know how things can get worse for me at this point, honestly, but I guess maybe you've got a better imagination than me.
Kay Faraday must have been a despicable criminal. Someone who betrayed your trust.
Don't worry. We've only known each other for a short while, but I know you very well. I'd even say that I know you better than yourself now that you've lost your memories. You cannot possibly be the culprit, because your true identity is... Are we showing the badge? Are we showing the badge? Do we get to show the badge? Do I get to show the badge? Really? Please tell me I get to show the badge. I think you get to show the badge. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh God, look at the health bar though. There's a lot at stake in this one. That's like half my health. Oh God. I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Take that!
The great thief Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu is a noble thief who would never stoop to murder.
No, it's useless. After all, no matter what, that memory still remains. Image that's stuck in my head. I just can't get rid of it. That means I must have...
Hold it!
There's no clear evidence to prove that you're the culprit, besides your own confession. Remember what I said? You must believe in yourself. Perhaps... cannot trust my words?
No, that's not it. Because you are trying to save someone like me. I've already lost so much, all for my sake. I can't bear it anymore. Please, please just give up.
I see now. I thought it was strange. The reason you were acting like you wanted to be found guilty was because you were concerned about me. It's just like you, Kay.
Because you're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth.
Fortunately, I may fall short of your expectations. I'm not trying to be a good person. Oh, thank God! No matter how much you may want me to give up, I'll keep trying to save you. That is the nature of who I am. Whether or not it's a burden for you is none of my concern. Kay, believe in yourself once more. You are a noble, great thief. What you should be doubting is your memory of committing the murder. That is my wish above all else. Please. Kay!
What is it? Did you remember something?
She remembers something. Now. Be like a bad movie.
Bull.
Bull?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, please ask her to clarify.
Well, Kay, what do you mean by bull?
I remember now. The person in the red raincoat had that with her. The stuffed bull doll. I'm certain of it. Is that true, defendant? Yes, Your Honor. Court hereby accepts the defendant's statement as a new piece of testimony.
Objection. Quit messing around, Courtney. Testimony like that cannot be accepted, you know?
The objection has been noted, sir. However, testimony about the victim's belongings
has been lacking up until now. Objection. Nevertheless, you know, her vague memories cannot be trusted, you know?
The memories are vague. That would be bad for us as well. Didn't you say that earlier yourself, Mr. Chairman? Since we have the suspect's confession, we don't need to worry about the trivial details. If we decide to doubt her memories, then we must also doubt her confession, which is the main foundation of our case. Are you willing to do that, sir?
You're right. Well, never mind then. I shall leave it to you.
Thank you very much.
We did it! Touch and go for a while there, though. However, those words of Judge Courtney just now almost feels as if she's on our side.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, do you know anything about this stuffed animal?
The stuffed animal Kay spoke of must have been this. We found it in a storeroom. It is believed to be one of the items for the auction.
This is...
Do you know something about it, Justine?
No, it's just a bit different from what I imagined.
Indeed, it's certainly not what I would have expected the victim to be carrying. Examine every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright, see what we can find here. If you don't save yourself, you'll hurt my feelings, Kay. I'm gonna save you whether you want it or not! That is a very Edgeworth thing right there. Oh my god. Well, that's a different law drama. Oh yeah, that is a law drama, isn't it? Oh, we got a hole where the other horn was.
The left horn is missing.
There's a hole in this stuffed animal. And this hole is where the horn is inserted into.
I guess the head isn't stuffed with cotton. I wonder what's inside.
Perhaps I should examine the other side. Alright. Take a look-see. The right horn seems to be fine. The entire balance feels a bit off.
This horn. Looks like you can move it.
What?
What was that buzzing sound?
This toy is equipped with a recording device.
And the... I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. Silence, huh? I've been waiting for my chance to get revenge all this time.
This the moment of the murder?
Who could have recorded something like this?
Okay, well that's unexpected. Where do we go with that? I mean, if he is the bad guy, he's still gonna get a big breakdown at the end, and I'm really curious what it's gonna be.
This is... There ain't no doubt about it. This here is what I heard. We cannot verify when these voices were recorded. It's also possible that they aren't related to the case at all. If only we had some video as well.
That's hogwash. I'm telling you, that right there was the conversation that I heard.
The victim was holding on to it, right? I reckon it must have been recorded when she got attacked. It certainly is a possibility. However, your testimony alone is insufficient. I require something with a little more credibility.
Again, her words. Sounds as if she's trying to give me advice. Judge Courtney, there's no mistake these voices were from the incident. Please recall the audio was also recorded by the stuffed animal. I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. We compare this part of the recording with a certain piece of evidence. We can prove it. I assume we're talking about the autopsy report, which mentions that the victim had a burn mark, I think. Hey, Asuki0, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing good. Why her gavel so fancy? She's a high-ranking judge, therefore she has a elite, legendary loot drop gavel. But of course, if you were to take it from her, it wouldn't be nearly as good. Isn't that always the case?
Take that!
The autopsy report? And exactly what part of the autopsy report shows that?
The part that says burn mark? Part that says burn mark.
Take that!
Part that says burn mark. I remember clearly what that voice said, since I only heard it 4 seconds ago. You can't hide that burn from me. On the victim's hand, there was a burn mark. Indeed. Just happened to match up, you see. What of it? According to Kay's testimony, the victim had been holding the stuffed animal, and just happened to record a characteristic of the victim, namely the burn mark. That's just a coincidence. I mean, it could happen, right? I do not think so. It's hard to believe that all of this is simply a coincidence. Hey, Cafe Claire, welcome in. How are you doing today? How's your week going? Yeah, I hope he did, because, yeah, 4 seconds ago. The voices of the stuffed animal were most likely recorded during the incident. One of these voices must belong to the true culprit. From what we've heard, it must have been the one who was doing most of the talking. But what's the point? In the end, we still can't tell their gender or identity, you know? Indeed, because they've been using voice changers. Can't be helped.
It seems the situation has become quite clear. The conversation Ms. Hart overheard was between the culprit and Ms. Crane.
That's what I've been telling you from the start. And from this, we'll understand a new fact.
Please enlighten us then. I trust you have no objections, Mr. Chairman?
Do what you want. According to Miss Hart's testimony, just before the incident, 2 people came up from the auction wall using the lift. It must have been the conductor and one of the auction guests. Probably went there to settle the payment after winning a bid. Then it was there that the crime was carried out. Since the auction continued after the crime took place, we're led to a single truth. Since the conductor was the only one who could have kept the auction going, we can conclude that the deceased victim could not have been the conductor. Justine?
Please be quiet here, okay?
If the conductor was not the victim, then they must have been the culprit.
Please wait. That alone is insufficient.
Of course, even I do not intend to rely only on the process of elimination. Certain traces left at the crime scene lead me to believe that the culprit is the conductor. We haven't saved for a while. I'm gonna save. Oh yeah, it's an extendable gavel! I realized you hadn't seen it actually in action there. Alright, Gaia Shield, take care, enjoy your lurk, thanks for stopping by.
Well then, please show it to us.
Were the traces left at the crime scene that led me to deduce the culprit is the conductor? I assume this?
Take that!
Oh, it's not that, damn it. I mean, that was the conductor's. Do I have to show the autopsy report again? That seems excessive. Well, I mean, they mentioned there was a question with the blood. I don't know if that's decisive evidence, but we can try that.
Take that!
culprit purposely left a large amount of blood in the meeting room. In doing so, we were led to believe the meeting room had been the scene of the crime. It was a ruse by the true culprit to hide the blood that had fallen from the storeroom, so we wouldn't find out about the existence of the black market auction, correct? Indeed. If the culprit had been unrelated to the auction, there wouldn't have been need to do such a thing. Ergo, the culprit could have only been the conductor. Well then, do you have any idea as to who the conductor might possibly be? The auction hall is at the PIC meeting room. Furthermore, there is a storeroom above it. The conductor must have been, at the very least, a member of the PIC. So, in other words, you suspect me, I take it. Isn't it natural to suspect you, the one with the most authority in the PIC?
Objection.
Jesus.
You're quite capable. I'll give you that much at least. But you know, like I said before, you're far too naive. You have nothing, you know. There's no evidence that proves I'm the culprit, you see. If by some chance you do have evidence, then why don't you present it?
I have evidence that Blaze is the culprit? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gonna check. Do I have anything? Prove? Is that it? Not really. I don't think I do. Chugaboom, we're not doing great. We're not out of it yet, which, you know, survival in an Ace Attorney game is the most important thing first, but we're not doing great. We're not doing great. Save me, safety save! I don't think I do have it, no. Blaze himself has suggested that he's the criminal, showing that strange self-confidence for a while now. He knows that there's not a single piece of evidence left to incriminate him.
Ha! If you play with fire, you're gonna get burned, Edgeworth. Just kidding. I always wanted to say that, you know. Well then, Courtney. I reckon I just remembered something too.
What? You also lost your memories?
No, that ain't it. Something just popped into my head just now.
Very well. Please tell us.
Objection. Courtney, could you tell me what you're doing?
Prosecutor Edgeworth will not give up until we've destroyed every last possibility. I'm destroying every last possibility so that he will never oppose us again.
Justine, I don't really know what's going on, but well said. Pops, I'm gonna help too. After all, he's the one who's wrong. Fine then. Let's hear what she has to say.
Well then, Ms. Hart, please proceed.
Sure thing. Leave it to me.
Let's make sure you only tell the truth.
It doesn't matter, of course. I'm a bona fide journalist of justice, you know?
Somehow I feel uneasy.
Y'all saying the culprit was the conductor, right? That means the victim was a customer. Now, here's where it gets a mite strange. You see, there were 11 people at the auction. When the auction continued after the incident, I went straight on over and stuck a peek down below.
You don't mean...
That's exactly what I mean. All 11 people were still there, present and accounted for.
What?
Are you sure about that? Sure, I'm sure. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
So it started with 11 people, and there were still 11 people after the murder. Was it a ghost?
You know, Sebastian, normally a prosecutor would call that a contradiction, you know.
Were there really no changes in the auction at all?
Really, I'm telling y'all. The auction just went on like normal. But there was one itty-bitty thing, though.
What was it?
You know those hammers you always see at an auction?
Like the one lady is using over there. An auction gavel, perhaps? Yep, that's the one. All of a sudden, I couldn't hear the sound no more. It'd been banging away just prior to it. The sound of the gavel. Does that have anything to do with the case? Interesting. We might have another weapon used in the murder then. Miss Hart's testimony is the truth, and this matter has taken a grave turn. If the victim was neither the conductor nor a customer, the very foundation of Prosecutor Edgeworth's reasoning would collapse. Justice prevails, as they say. I hope you've learned your lesson, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, there really is nothing we can do. It's not over yet. Some mysteries still remain. I have to think. Don't, then KLB. Did you get the answer you wanted this time? Well then, deal's a deal. Please wait, Mr. Chairman. I believe it is still too early to make a judgment. There are still a few mysteries left in this case. Until we've solved them all, we cannot call this a complete victory. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Edgeworth? I was expecting you to shout. Hold it, like you always do. Yes, of course. Once again, Judge Courtney has come to my aid. Well then, what is it? What sort of mysteries are left? Well, of course, there's the contradiction in the autopsy report. That kind of thing. I brought her in. What's wrong? Why were we suddenly called here? Did someone suddenly get sick? I'll begin preparing a compress. Stay! Ouch! What'd you call me here for? Did something happen? Dr. Young, Ms. Jensen, you have my gratitude for taking the trouble to come here. This won't take long, so please relax. Tell me what in blazes is going on! Of course. We called you here because something came up. Judge Courtney, so what are you planning? Bonnie Young, under the divine rule of law, please answer truthfully. There were no mistakes in your autopsy report, correct? Granny would never make a mistake. It's certainly strange. Huh? What's strange? This court has found an error in Dr. Young's autopsy report. Dr. Young, please tell the truth. Did you falsify the autopsy report? That's terrible! How can you accuse her of that? I have no idea what you're talking about. Why would you do such a thing? Why would I do such a thing in the first place? To protect the true culprit, of course. What you talking about? I would never do such a thing. How strange. In that case, why would there be an error in the autopsy report, I wonder? Prosecutor Edgeworth? What do you think? Oh, I expected you to press into her statement like you normally do. Why is she taking control of the situation, trying to help me? I don't know what her goal is, but I must play along. If the autopsy report you gave Sebastian had been authentic, then the error should not have been there. Wait a minute, I didn't do anything! That is what we will figure out from this point on. Firstly, Dr. Young, I'd like to hear your testimony. Why do you want to hear her testimony? It'd be pointless. I'll be the one who decides whether or not it's pointless, not you. There are patients waiting for us. But Granny, ouch! Anyway, we don't have time for this. Is there any way I could convince you? This is of the utmost importance. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, Granny says she'll testify. So please, try to finish this quickly. If we don't return soon, there'll be people in terrible suffering. Yet you were lollygagging on at the viewing platform earlier. I promise you, this won't take long. If she tells me the truth, of course.
Well, this should be interesting. I survived an Ace Attorney game and all I got was the crummy t-shirt. Lunar Stargate, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Oh, these two, this should be interesting. The ladies love Edgeworth, it's true.
There are no mistakes in Granny's autopsy reports.
I've been working with corpses longer than you've been alive. There's no way I'd make a mistake in writing the autopsy report. Ouch! I got nothing to gain from falsifying the autopsy report.
Is what she says. See, there's nothing strange at all.
Yes, that's right, you know. There's no way she'd falsify it, you see.
Under the name of the goddess of law, do you swear that this testimony is the truth? Of course! Granny would never tell a lie.
Objection!
We were asking Dr. Young. We do not need to hear from a third party.
I'm not a third party. I'm on Granny's side. If you raise an objection to my testimony, you'd best prepare yourself, you ex-prosecutor.
Definitely expose the contradiction in this autopsy report.
Yes, bonking her and correcting her is totally not suspicious. Have you seen when she punches her granny in the back of the head? That's horrifying. Alright, so I want to save here again. Excuse me. Jeez, everybody go back through it too. That's amazing. Well, I mean, we can just present her with the autopsy report, I suppose, and just be like, hey, here's the thing you messed up. I mean, let's try pressing her on it first.
Hold it!
The victim wore this raincoat after suffering a blow to the head. Yet, there was not a single drop of blood on the front of the raincoat. Therefore, it's impossible for the head wound to have been post-mortem.
Well, ow! I don't need you to tell me that. That's what I wrote down from the very beginning. What?
Objection!
The autopsy report says the head wound was post-mortem.
That's completely different. Yeah. I relayed to Karen what to put down in the autopsy report. After that, it was none of my beeswax.
Relayed to Karen? Please elaborate on that. I relayed everything to Karen. After that, it was none of my beeswax.
Oh, we're pressing on that. Throwing Karen under the bus by way of Karen, who's the one speaking these words.
Hold it!
I would like to verify once again what you saw when you examined the body.
Like what we said, ow! Ooh, well, about that. She was done in by a thump to the noggin.
Dr. Young, do you know when that happened?
Before she died, of course. The wounds on her chest were post-mortem. That's what I relayed to Karen, so that's what should have been written in the report.
That's what you relayed to her, huh? Finally meaning to see the truth.
Interesting.
So how can we use that as the question?
I mean, like I said, I guess we should just show her the report. Since, you know, that's not what it says. So much stuff that happens in these games would never work in actual court. Oh no, and thank goodness, because a lot of the stuff that happens in these games is absolutely insane, deranged.
Objection!
Dr. Young, please confirm what this autopsy report says with your own eyes.
I'll read it out for you. Ow! Ooh, Ooh, you getting a little nervous there, Granny. Something you see there stressing you out a little bit. This autopsy report wasn't written by me. What? What do you mean? There we go. I don't know. But Granny, I can't say that.
Miss Jensen, if you were trying to keep the truth in the dark, then in place of the goddess of law, I shall hear your confession. Courtney's talking with Dr. Young in private. What? Is that true? Understood. I shall convey your words to everyone else, Dr. Young. I properly relayed the autopsy report orally to that child. It seems my granddaughter must have mucked it up when she was writing it down. Wow! You mimicked your voice perfectly.
No need for her to go that far, though. In other words, the contents of the autopsy report had been falsified by your hand, Ms. Jensen. Oh, I...
With that, we've proven that the wound on her head came first, followed by her chest wound. Miss Jensen, why did you falsify the autopsy report?
Hold on a second. She never said she falsified it, you know? She just made a teeny tiny mistake when she wrote it down. Post-mortem and ante-mortem sound kind of similar, you know? They are complete opposites. That is the very definition of falsification.
Miss Jensen, why would you lie?
Kate, ouch! I want you to tell me too. Why would you do something like that? Annie, but I... Because you falsified the autopsy report, Kay fell under suspicion. Tell me why you did it. I can't say. I just can't say it. Not I don't want to say, but I can't say. You're all a bunch of bullies, you know? Ganging up on this poor girl who loves her grandmother so. It's totally unrelated to this. I think we can forgive her for one tiny mistake. That won't do. Aren't you the one with the most to lose if she testifies? What are you saying? See, as a former prosecutor, you'll have to speak a little more clearly, you know? Very well, as you wish. I shall answer clearly. Ms. Jensen played an essential role in this case. Ms. Jensen falsified the autopsy report in order to assist the true culprit. Ow! This girl is an accomplice? What's your basis for that claim? Impossible for a single person to commit this crime in the first place. The crime could not have been committed without at least two people, namely because... the report couldn't have been faked, I assume? I think. Yeah, totally unrelated. She literally wrote the autopsy! Updated autopsy report. How does it feel, Edgeworth? How does it feel? Finally, he's on the other side. Yeah, the sound of that cane is amazing there. Yeah, the report couldn't have been faked. If there was no accomplice, the autopsy report couldn't have been falsified.
Mr. Edgeworth, although that might be true, isn't that a little weak as the basis for...
Oh, come on, Kay, shut the fuck up and sit down. Damn it. All right, let's try again. Oh, right, because if the conductor was the culprit and one of the auction guests was the victim, it would contradict the witness's testimony that there were 11 people after the incident. But no, you got a problem with my testimony? Not at all.
Rather, it is because I believe your testimony. That's why an accomplice must exist. So, you still won't admit that your reasonings are wrong.
Objection!
Up until now, we had not even considered the possibility of an accomplice. However, if there had been an accomplice, it changes the entire story completely. If the accomplice took the murdered auction's guest's place, then the number of people remains 11. Oh, I see now. So that's what you're thinking. But you know, wouldn't that have been quickly discovered? Ms. Jensen and the victim have similar physiques. If she wore the victim's mask, she could have easily taken her place. Ms. Jensen, did you switch places with the victim? I wouldn't. Who was the conductor? In other words, tell me who is the true culprit. I can't. I mean, that would also cause trouble for Granny. Ouch! But Granny, I will accept whatever wrongs you may have done. Just tell me everything. Granny! It popped like a goddamn balloon. I appreciate that just for that one scene they had the back and forth animation. Oh my god. Moment of silence for Granny's hair. It'll never be the same again. The hair was a balloon. But that's not a sentence you expect to be typing today. As I thought, it appears you really were the accomplice. Miss Jensen, why? So she's a real airhead. Miss Jensen, would you please tell us? Yes. It's okay, Granny. I'm fine now. I switched places with the victim, Miss Crane. So you admit to being the conductor's accomplice? Yes, I helped out the conductor. I don't really know why, but for some reason, the conductor was expecting to be attacked by Miss Crane. The conductor expected an attack from the victim? They were so sure it was going to happen that they came up with a plan to counter it. A way to beat the victim at their own game. And that's what I was called in. I was told to wait in the storeroom before the auction began. Whoa there, you ain't fooling my eyes. If you were waiting in the storeroom, I reckon I would have bumped into you. After all, I'd been up in that storeroom the entire auction. I'm telling the truth. I wonder about that, you know. Can we really believe a girl who'd falsify a report?
Objection!
There should have been many places to hide in that storeroom. By all means, tell me, where did our little nurse hide? I mean, like, is it the box? Did she hide in the box? The only thing I can think of. Not since the great jazz hand scene has there been so much physical comedy. God, that scene was the best. What's in the box? Come on!
Take that!
She hid inside this costume trunk. Costume trunk, eh? Ah, now that you mention it, that box is already there before I snuck in. Figured I'd hide in there myself, but it was wrapped up nice and tight with a chain. And it was locked too, so I had to give up. I suspect that when you sneaked into the room, Ms. Jensen was already inside the trunk. Yes, it would have been bad if one of our guests from the auction had opened the lid. After instructing me to hide inside, the conductor wrapped a chain around the costume trunk. I think they went downstairs using the lift shortly thereafter. It was right before the auction. So then, when the auction began, only you and Ms. Hart were in the storeroom. With the K as Karen inside the box and the L as Lotta behind the Aleph Red statue. Yes, that should be right. The auction had been going on as usual, But when a certain participant made the winning bid, the conductor committed the crime. Ms. Hart must have heard the altercation had occurred. You betcha! I was trembling behind that statue the whole time, though. Following the altercation, Jill Crane was murdered. After killing Jill Crane, the conductor carried her body to the costume trunk. And Ms. Jensen, who had been hiding in the trunk, was made to take Ms. Crane's place. The victim's body was placed inside the costume trunk. The conductor then took Ms. Jensen, who had been made to look like Jill Crane, and returned to the auction hall as if nothing had happened. Was that roughly what happened in the storeroom during the incident? Yes, that's right. Pulling the old switcheroo with one of the auction guests. Ain't that impossible? That gal and the murder victim are two completely different people, you know? Don't you reckon one of the other participants would have noticed and caused a ruckus? No, not at all. The reason they didn't notice the switch was because... From what I can tell, Ms. Jensen and the victim appear to have a similar physique. Furthermore, there was a rule requiring a mask to be worn during the auction. If their clothes were the same, I doubt anyone would have noticed she was a different person. Yes, I blended right in. I borrowed Miss Crane's clothes. Ow! You mustn't embarrass the dead like that. I know. I also thought it was pretty heartless to leave her exposed like that. So when the conductor wasn't looking, I covered her up in the raincoat that was up for auction. So she was the one who put the red raincoat on the victim. And then the auction resumed as if nothing had happened. I reckon I took the picture of her in the red raincoat after that. That'd make all the facts line up. After I took the photo, I went over to the lift to sneak a peek down below. I witnessed the 11 participants, and then I hightailed it back behind the statue. Don't tell me, you were hiding there the entire time until we found you. How should I put it? What is it? Did something happen? I didn't mention it before, but after that I might have dozed off a little. To be more precise, I fainted? Well, something like that. Something did happen. It ain't no big deal. Kinda embarrassing to say, though. There was this huge thump sound all of a sudden. I was a little surprised by that. It was right after I'd witnessed a murder, so I was shaking my boots. Heart sort of tightened up and I was off to La La Land. I woke up, it was already the next day around the time you came by the storeroom. Let's see, so there was a large sound. Miss Hart, I take it you do not know what transpired in the storeroom beyond this point. I guess, but after the auction, all the masks were properly returned. I reckon the participants had exited through the storeroom just like it unsaid. Miss Jensen, what were your actions after the auction resumed? Alright, now we're getting somewhere. The box without air holes, the perfect hiding spot. I mean, it's a wooden box. I imagine it's not airtight or anything. Let's see. A friend from a different time zone just messaged me with Rise and Grind Gamers' new Ghost Song reveal tonight. That's awesome. You gotta love having friends that stoke your excitement. Those are good people to keep around. I took the victim's place and participated in the auction. The conductor instructed me to win the bid for the costume trunk, because the body was inside it. It would have been bad if another auction guest won the bid for it. You didn't realize the box was empty? No, we only found out when I came up to the storeroom to pay the bill. The conductor was with me and told me to go search for her immediately. And then I found another girl collapsed in front of the ladder. Kay. Yes, she probably fell down from the roof and lost consciousness. Well, maybe the victim left the hatch open when she went up to the rooftop. I understand now. Kay was surprised at seeing the collapsed victim and didn't notice the open hatch. He must have missed her footing and fell down into the storeroom. Ms. Hart, I have determined the sound that made you faint. It was likely the sound of Kay falling onto the storeroom floor. That might have been it. I reckon it'd be kind of pathetic to faint over something like that. When Miss Jensen found the unconscious Kay, Miss Hart was also unconscious behind the statue. The situation's becoming clearer to me. Miss Jensen, please continue your story. After I found Kay and the victim, I put them both in the trunk. Customers at the auction found out. It would have been a huge commotion. Was this an order from the conductor as well? Yes, it was. But since I secretly decided to put the raincoat on Miss Crane, I had to dispose of the raincoat without the conductor noticing. So the conductor didn't anticipate the raincoat becoming another piece of evidence. Then finally, you dressed Miss Crane in a spare conductor's outfit. See, doing so you made the victim appear as if she was the conductor. In the end, the auction ended without anyone noticing anything. Miss Jensen, your crimes have become clear. If you know anything else, please hold nothing back. I want to help you more, but that's all I know. I have to say, there's just one thing that bothers me. When I took Miss Crane's place, I borrowed her clothes. But there was no way for me to borrow her hair. Ow! What kind of coroner assistant goes around stealing a corpse's hair? I think that robbing the deceased of their clothes would be questionable enough. Both the color and the length of her hair is different, so I was worried about how to disguise it. However, the conductor even had a wig prepared for me. In fact, he had two of them. Inside the costume trunk, there was both a straight wig and a wavy wig. Two wigs? Why were there two? Who knows? Maybe it was a precaution in case the victim had changed her hairstyle? I ended up using the straight wig to match Miss Crane's hair. That means the wavy wig was left unused. That's definitely weird. It's good to have people who just get it. Those are the people you gotta keep close to you. Very important. Is that really all you know? Yes. Yep, that's really all I know. So that means you don't know who the conductor is. I'm sorry. I only knew that person as the auction conductor. I never saw that person without a mask on. The conductor seemed to be on guard towards everybody. That's right. Edgeworth, is that all you've got? Even if that little nurse is an accomplice, changes absolutely nothing, you know? In the end, the true culprit is still Kay Faraday. All you did was add another criminal, you know? Rule of law cannot be overturned. At least, not for your sake. Is this as far as I go? Am I unable to save Kay?
Objection!
Francesca, why are you here? Didn't I tell you, Miles Edgeworth? Wherever there's a case, I will follow. Prosecutor Von Karma, your hard work is most appreciated. However, don't get the wrong idea. I only came here to find out the truth behind what happened to Kay Faraday. I don't plan on forgiving you for abandoning the prosecutor's path. I understand. You should thank your former subordinate. He gave me some valuable information which may save Kay Faraday. Like the Gumshoe did? Listen well, Miles Edgeworth. This will be the final piece of evidence. Jill Crane suffered the wound on her head first. Francesca, I know you wanted to have your big moment here, but I don't think this is going to work out as well as you hoped. Well, someone say something. Well, I hate to say it, but we already proved that. Already proved? Yes, well, just a few— Ow! You should have told me sooner! You're the one who barged in here and started talking. Well then, that mean you found out who the murder weapon was already? No, not yet. Is that so? In that case, listen well. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt cylindrical object. The wound on her chest was suffered post-mortem. Cylindrical murder weapon.
Objection.
Ah, God! You know, this report of yours, I trust is accurate, of course. These were the results of 2 independent autopsies carried out by 2 respected doctors.
Objection.
God, stop that! That's reassuring, but it's too bad. You have no... Interpol is after all the black market auctions, and I'm the prosecutor in charge of the investigation. The victim participated in the auction. Therefore, it is only natural for me to investigate. Especially now that she's been murdered. I see. Clever girl, little Von Karma. Then it has been settled. The victim died from blunt force trauma to the head. Alright, autopsy report updated, as is traditional. So Gumshoe was almost useful for a second. He tried so hard. Unfortunately, the murder weapon has yet to be found. Just knowing the shape of the murder weapon gives me an idea as to what it might be. Hey! In my investigation, we didn't find any other murder weapons, you know? If you consider the conductor's possessions and the crime scene, the answer should be clear. The blunt cylindrical object used at the auction hall was... something the conductor had in their hand during the auction. Namely, an auction gavel. An auction gavel? We didn't find anything like that. If the culprit is the conductor, it is possible the gavel may be the murder weapon. However, that alone is not reason enough, wouldn't you agree? Of course, I have proof to back it up. This piece of evidence proves that the murder weapon is the auction gavel. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. We can find it in here. Where is it? Did Lotta add that to her testimony? Yes, the auction continued after Jill Crane's murder. However, the sound of the gavel was not heard afterwards. There we go. As is tradition. You've seen it before. Imagine just getting an autopsy report right. I can't. It'd be so crazy. He tried so hard and got so far. And in the end, a cylindrical blunt object, a can of Pringles. You could wallop somebody with one of those. Like, if you swing it like a bat, it'll just crumble. But if you, like, hit somebody with the metal part of it, like, it's pretty rigid. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that. According to Ms. Hart's testimony, after the victim had been murdered, she suddenly stopped hearing the sound of the gavel during the auction. However, she had been able to hear it up till then. Why was that, you ask? It was because it had been used as the murder weapon and was covered in the victim's blood. It became necessary to dispose of it. Isn't that right? Blaze de best? I'll have a search for the murder weapon performed immediately. Well, good luck with that, you know. You gotta work as hard as you can while you're young, you see. It's completely confident that we won't find it. Well then, while the search for the murder weapon continues, I hereby call for a brief recess. To be continued! Wow! That was a really long chapter, holy crap. That chapter was as long as both of the chapters we did yesterday. So yeah, I guess we're not done yet? I guess there's more? Oh, jeez. Alright, well, I really don't want to leave this as a cliffhanger, so let's keep going? We can't stop here. This is Bat Country.
I did say I was going to finish the case today, and like, I'm trying to imagine in my head waiting 4 days to find out how this ends. No, I don't want that. Jesus. The case of the more turnabout. There's so much turnabout here. Yeah, no, we're not waiting. We're going to keep going. Screw it. I need to know. Yeah, dude's projecting some pretty intense, yeah, I did it, but you can't prove it energy, given there's other people in the room, and given literally every person in the room, aside from, like, Kay and Lada, are officers of the court. Like, this is exactly the wrong room to be confessing crimes. Push it a bit more, push it real good. The case of, but wait, there's more. April 6th, 9:18 a.m., Grand Tower PIC meeting room. Rebel. Order in the court. Prosecutor Von Karma, your report, please. I have bad news. We've searched every inch of the Grand Tower, but auction gavel was nowhere to be found. Ugh. That is most unfortunate. It seems I am left with no choice but to pronounce a verdict.
Well, sure seems that way, you know. Normally, you wouldn't commit a blunder like leaving behind the murder weapon, you know? Best criminals would ever do something like that, you see. I don't have enough information. Is this as far as I can go? Yes, shame, you know. But it can't be helped, you see. Yeah, this takes me back, you know. All those defendants who came to me asking for a plea bargain. They trusted me, you know. Told me every one of their dirty little secrets, see? And when it came time for the trial, I'd get them sentenced to life in prison. They were all completely dumbstruck, you know? Each and every one of them. Oh, how I wish you all could have seen it, you know? Stupid look on their faces.
I shall hereby announce my verdict. Please humbly accept the words of the law.
There's nothing more I can do. With this, both Kay and I are... If only I had some evidence.
I never thought that I would be passing judgment on you like this.
Is this the end?
The defendant, Blaze DeBest, I hereby indict you.
What? What?
Oh? It's gotten into you all of a sudden. I have here documents regarding a certain case. The IS-7 incident, a case that happened 18 years ago. Documents, you say? Why would you suddenly... Wait, you don't mean... On the day of the crime, the record of your keycard being used was because... I came to this room to fetch these documents, of course. Although, when I entered the meeting room, it seemed it was before the black market auction had begun. At first, I told you that I came to gather documents about you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. At that time, I simply could not tell you the truth.
Alright, now I want to stress this isn't the last case in the game. Like, this is 100% giving last case of the game vibes, but like, it's not. There's still one after this. I have no idea how they're going to top this, but Jesus.
I have to pronounce a verdict. A verdict.
Says it a couple times for posterity. What are you doing, Justine? Why are you indicting Pops? Without any basis, this is slander.
That was a wonderful remark, Sebastian.
Huh? Really?
Of course there is a basis. During the case 18 years ago, Prosecutor Manfred von Karma fabricated information regarding the body. That was because the body of the sculptor Isaac Dover had been stolen.
Papa fabricated information about a body? What do you mean?
Detective Lacer, who handled the initial investigation, reported that the body had gone missing. However, in order to deceive Prosecutor Von Karma,
There is a person who purposely did not report to him that the body disappeared.
What? What did you say?
That person would not forgive those who defied him, nor would he allow others to hold power. He would use any means necessary in order to bend others to his will. And then, also 18 years ago, Director Young was ordered by a certain individual to write a fake autopsy report.
Dr. Young was the one who wrote the autopsy report for the IS-7 incident? So we're going back to case number 3 from this game right here, the IS-7 incident. Turnabout to the turnabout. We're just spinning at this point. It's constant rotation. Please wait. Granny didn't do anything wrong. She was ordered by that person. She had no choice but to obey.
That person was the chief prosecutor at the time.
The chief prosecutor? 18 years ago?
You don't mean chief prosecutor who gave Papa his first penalty? It was none other than you, Blaze the Best.
What are you saying? Pops would never do something like that.
Sebastian, we do not need your opinion right now.
Shut up, Sebastian. Adults are talking.
Blaze the Best, do you have a rebuttal?
Fabricating stuff about the body. Von Karma did all that on his own, you know? Falsifying the autopsy report. Young, you would actually do something like that. Man, you really did some terrible things behind my back, you know?
Hold it!
Seeing as how all the parties concerned are here today, we should ask them directly.
Please wait. Granny is ouch. Granny, I'm sorry. I knew. That's why I... Yep, because if I didn't, he said he would expose you. If I didn't assist in the crime, Granny would be prosecuted. That's why that man, the conductor, told me.
So Ms. Jensen was being threatened. Was the conductor who threatened you Blaze the Best?
That... I don't know. The person who threatened me was the auction conductor. Do have similar physiques, but I never saw the person's face.
Any trivial thing is fine.
Give us a characteristic. It could be a clue. That's right. The conductor's mask. It exposed just a tiny portion of his face. There was a tattoo there. I'm sure of it.
The conductor wore a white jacket with a purple flower, white gloves, and a mask, and has a facial tattoo.
I mean, he was constantly setting things on fire, but I didn't think anything of it.
A tattoo, you say?
Objection. I really have no idea what you're talking about, you know? As you can see, there are clearly no tattoos on my face, you see. That person doesn't match me at all, you know? The person who threatened her, the so-called conductor. I wonder who it is, you know?
You have incurred the wrath of the goddess of law. I suggest you watch what you say.
Hasn't he incurred your own wrath rather than the wrath of the goddess?
Jill Crane has been pursuing you just as I have. And I will not let her death be in vain.
Crane was, you know, you say she was pursuing me? My. I didn't really know her that well, you know? I don't mind girls chasing me after me, you know, but I don't recall her ever falling for me, you see?
You didn't know the victim well. It's a testimony we haven't heard up until now. Before the eyes of the goddess of law, you shall give us an official testimony.
I see. Everyone's bullying me. If you're gonna go that far, it's fine, you see. I'll just have to make you disappear. Every last one of you.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall cooperate with you as well. If we let this opportunity slip by, I doubt we'll ever get him to stand in court again. Please, do not let this chance go to waste.
Yes.
Promise I will live up to your expectations.
I just want to stress he continues to say all the suspicious stuff and there's still like 9 members of the PIC behind us watching the whole thing. Imagine they're just leaning over like, why is he acting like a crazy person? Did he actually do it? Kind of feels like he actually did it. We have an unexpected partner.
Now then, please, de best, you shall testify regarding the victim.
Everyone else in the room is like, what the fuck is going on here? Does anybody have, like, Cliff's notes? Somebody catch me up. These people are intense. Yeah, he said everybody in the room. I like how all the judges in the back are like, does he mean us? Is he threatening us? I don't want any of this. I didn't sign up for this. Victim Jill Crane was a member of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee, you see? Personally, I didn't really know her that well, you know. Either way, it's not like I had a motive to murder her, you know? I have no idea why she was pursuing me, you see?
You intend to deny your guilt until the bitter end, don't you?
Of course he does. There's no way Pops could be the criminal. I mean, he's my Pops, you know? He's the very best, like no one ever was. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, Sebastian. If you're gonna stick up for me, you're sure to have a clear basis, you know? Alright. I got it. I'll clear you of these false accusations, Pops. I believe in you, Pops. We won't lose to someone like Mr. Edgeworth. Yes. Really are pure, you know?
That person, he really loves his father, doesn't he?
However, one must be able to accept the mistakes of their father. No matter how much they may look up to him.
Each person must atone for their crimes, no matter who they are.
It's going to be hard for Sebastian, but he simply cannot overlook his father's crimes. You know, what with the murder and all. We really can't overlook all the murder, is the thing. Like, you know, you want to let the guy down gently, but also there's the murder to consider. If you're opposing the player, you get away with everything until the writer decided to end it. It is kind of absurd. Gotta catch them all. The criminals, you mean? Yeah, if the kid was actually defending him, he would be in very bad trouble right now. Ah, Francie. Yeah, speaking from personal experience there. Alright, so the victim, Jill Crane, was a member of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee.
Hold it!
If she was a member of the PIC, then you should have been familiar with her. Well, I knew her face, but that's about it, you know. It's not like we meet each other on a regular basis, you see. Alright, so he's claiming he didn't know her well, despite there's just 11 people on the PIC. Personally, I didn't really know her that well. The murder thing is kind of a big deal. Luckily, at the end of pretty much every Ace Attorney trial, like, the murderer admits everything, so that should help him find closure. Alright, so personally, he didn't know her that well. So you're saying you weren't very familiar with the victim? That's right. I didn't even know about that burn mark on Crane's hand, you see? You didn't know about the burn mark? Well, you see, even if I had gotten close to her, she would have disappeared soon. It's a pain to remember someone, you know, when they're just gonna disappear, see? In other words, anyone who defies him disappears. I would like you to add your statement about the victim's burn to your testimony. I only just learned that she had a burn mark on her hand.
Hold it!
So you're saying that you didn't know about the victim's burn? Is that really the truth?
You really are persistent, you know? You really think I would pay attention to every little wound on a woman's hand?
I would think the burn mark on the victim's hand would be hard to miss. Now that you mention it, Jill Crane would regularly wear gloves. I too did not know about the burn until the incident occurred.
Jill Crane regularly wore gloves. I thought so. She was probably trying to hide the burn mark, you see? I understand how sensitive a woman can be about these things, you know?
I would like you to add your so-called sensitive understanding of a woman to your testimony. That's it. That's it right there. That is my favorite line in all of Ace Attorney. I'm gonna have to look up what that line is in the official translation, but that's amazing. That is amazing. Oh, that is the weirdest shit I have seen all day, and it's not a close competition. Maybe she was always wearing gloves in order to hide the burn mark.
Hold it!
So you're aware that she always wore gloves?
Well aware. Those gloves are practically her trademark, you see. But I guess they weren't just a fashion statement. She wanted to hide her burn mark, you know? I wonder if that girl over there is also hiding something under her bandages.
Huh? I'm not hiding anything.
I think you are, you know? You're hiding the face of a criminal.
Objection!
Those words should be directed at someone like you. I shall expose here and now the face of a true criminal.
Ha! How amusing. Go ahead and try it if you think you can.
So, Jill Crane regularly wore gloves. It's interesting. I should look over the evidence one more time. Alright, so... save here again. Edgeworth saying there's something here in the evidence we can use. Rooks, thank you for the clip, I appreciate that. Alright, what do we got? Let's work backwards. Oh, we didn't check out the case files either. Case number IS-7, date of the event 12/24/2000, 18 years ago. Prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Defense attorney Gregory Edgeworth. Victim Isaac Dover. Defendant Jeffrey Master. Crime scene, Dover's body was discovered inside Master's mansion. Related person, Delicious Scones, Catherine Hall, Dame Gustavia. Remarks, there are no clues to the whereabouts of Dover's son or Gustavia's son, who, until the day before the incident, regularly visited Mr. Master's mansion. Again, this was all case 3 of the game. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out. Alright, so we got that. To Karen's testimony, which I think we're going to need in a bit, but probably not for this. I'll come back to that later. Let's see. I think I know what we need to look up here. Oh, can we not listen to the audio again? See, someone talking to another person, one of them has a burn mark. I'm wondering if it's that right there. Lana didn't really see too much, unfortunately. She heard some stuff, but didn't really see anything. See, the conductor wore a white jacket with a purple flower, white gloves, and a mask. There's that, too. Could have been trying to throw some suspicion around there. There's a couple things we could go with here. The question is which... What do we want to go? I really wish I could reread the testimony from the plushie, the recording. But if you guys remember, the one important thing was the plushie mentioned a burn mark. So if we're assuming that he's the killer,
that would change things a little bit. Yeah, delicious scones, I know.
Objection!
Yep, I think we got it. Jill Crane regularly wore gloves. That's true, then it creates a huge contradiction. Oh, huge contradiction, you say? I would like you to listen to the voices recorded on this stuffed animal one more time. I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. Silence, huh? I've been waiting for my chance to get revenge all this time. What were you thinking, Suki Zero? I'm curious. Because sometimes there are multiple things that kind of lean in the right direction, but I'm curious what you're thinking. We were under the impression that this was the moment when the victim was murdered. I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. We thought that this statement was said by the culprit. Isn't that fine? What's the problem, you know? There is a huge problem with that. If the victim had been wearing gloves from the start, it would have been impossible to see the burn on her hand.
Objection!
Yeah, that's weird. I was thinking it was a photo because I haven't seen it in full. Ah, fair. Gloves come off very easily, you know? She could have taken them off during the auction. That's not true. Miss Crane had been wearing her gloves when I took her place. She must have been wearing them before she was murdered. What are you saying? Don't you understand the position you're in? I'm not scared anymore. I have Granny here with me. Please, your day of reckoning has finally come. Somehow, seems like you all want to disappear. Whoa! Permanently. I got dangerous. The man has hella beard. Bro Crow, how are you doing today? The only one who will be disappearing here is you, Blaze the Best. Hey, how dare you say that to Pops? Does it really matter if the burn mark was visible or not? It certainly does matter. If the burn mark was visible, then we'd have a complete turnabout of the situation. Ah, he's a turnabout. What are you saying? If the victim's burn mark wasn't visible, what exactly does that tell you? I'm gonna save right here. Did he just put out his beard fire with tears? Yes, he did, bros. Yes, he did. That's not even the first time he's done that. This guy's freaky. Unfortunately, I cannot sleep. Fortunately, it means I get to hang out here. Well, hopefully we can help you pass the time a little bit. If the victim's burn mark wasn't visible, what does that tell you exactly? Well, as often happens in Ace Attorney games, I don't know where we're going, but we're gonna go down that road and we're gonna see what happens. Grab onto the thread and pull as hard as we can. Sebastian, turn your way of thinking around. If the victim was wearing gloves, then her burn mark could not have been seen. In that case, whose burn mark was seen? Someone else's burn mark? Precisely. The culprit must have had a burn mark as well. In other words, I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. The person who said this was not the culprit, but the victim. What?
Objection!
Sebastian, please step aside. Edgeworth, all your reasoning up until now was just a figment of your imagination, you know? Culprit had a burn mark? Where was it, you know? If you can't answer that, then your logic doesn't hold up, you know? Where was the culprit's burn mark? I wonder where the burn mark could have been. During the auction? Is everyone wearing a disguise? Indeed.
During the auction, everyone should have been dressed in a particular way. Burn mark was still visible under those conditions, then...
Now, why don't you show us? Where was the culprit's burn? You'll have to show me the proof, you see?
I think I know. I think I know, and I think this is the thing I've been holding on to, saying this is going to come back later. Oh, I think we got this here. Oh. So let's see, we've got... So remember, the nurse said that the conductor had a facial tattoo. But you know, it could look like a facial tattoo if it was partially covered, not the brightest of rooms. Those who play with fire must develop safety maneuvers. Please do.
Take that!
It was what the conductor was wearing during the auction. We've still got one piece of evidence that I know is going to be presented, and I'm very excited to drop it. In other words, the outfit you were wearing at the time.
What can you figure out from the clothes alone?
Objection!
The conductor had been wearing a white suit, white gloves, and a mask. His attire had covered most of his skin. However, according to Ms. Jensen's testimony, the conductor's mask exposed a small part of his face. In addition, while she thought there had been a tattoo there, it's possible that she simply mistook the burn mark for a tattoo. A burn mark on his face?
Objection!
That's all very scintillating, but I'm afraid you're getting excited over nothing, you know? None of the PIC members have any burn marks on their faces, you see? Naturally, that includes me as well, you know?
Huh? Pops? But...
Bastion, you please be quiet. You're an idiot, then act like one, you know?
Normally, Sebastian's a nuisance to everyone around him. This time, I owe him my gratitude. That reaction from Blaze's own son reveals the truth more clearly than anything else. Thanks to him, I'm confident that my reasoning is correct. I know who that unidentified piece of evidence belongs to. I wonder what's wrong with that prosecutor. Usually, Sebastian's slower to arrive at the truth than anyone else. However, this time he's probably figured it out. His own father is a criminal. Since he knows the truth, he's in pain, isn't he? He didn't know the truth, but remained blissfully in his ignorance. Okay, we're here in order to pursue the truth. No matter what path my reasoning takes, the important thing is to arrive at the truth. Once before, when I lost faith in my reasoning, you said that to me and showed me the way. This time, I shall show you the truth. You are innocent. I also want to know the truth. Mr. Edgeworth, please tell me. Yes, that's the spirit. Hey, EP! Welcome in. How are you doing today, EP? And thank you for a 38-month resub. Jane and Chad, I miss you all so much. Work has made me a full-time lurker. No worries. I hope you've been enjoying lurking. I'm glad to know that you've been around. And thank you so much for the support. I hope you've been having a good week, too. Me caught up on chat, too. Burn mark or the work of a very bad tattoo artist? Could be either. You never know. What if he was wearing a black coat, white shoes, and a black hat, and drove a Cadillac? I think we got some music we can make in that case. Oh, that's impossible, you know, for all of you. I mean, just where could I possibly have a burn mark? It's nowhere to be found, you see. There's no evidence to prove that I'm the culprit, you know. Aw, thank you, EP. Glad to have you with us as well. That's right. There's no contradiction at all. There's no way there can be a contradiction. Not for my pops.
Objection!
Sebastian, I understand why you don't want to admit it. However, If you avert your eyes from the truth, you'll regret it forever. Pops, just what should I do? I really wonder why you're such an idiot, you know? Sebastian, really want to save me, you have to try a little bit harder, you see. Gotta use your head, you know? Honestly, you really are a useless idiot. No way. But I tried real hard. I tried my best, Pops. I went to the school you told me to go, reached the top of the class like you told me to. Just look at this jacket. Only someone who graduates at the top of his class gets to wear it. I did everything you told me to. That's how I got to be the best at the academy. I even won all those awards just so I could be like you, Pops.
Objection.
You really are such an idiot, you know? You know those gold stars you got on your tests? I made the teachers give them to you. Every speech and debate contest, all the judges were my friends. You know, Sebastian, you weren't even able to notice something like that. You're really not worthy of being called my son, don't you think? Well, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Work makes you a pro lurker too, Sim does. I hope it makes the work a little go by a little faster. I like to listen to stuff while I'm at work too. Rose, that joke was a bit rancid, but you had to make it. Oh God. Yeah, the little hair poking up when he gets surprised. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, everyone else in the room's just like, yeah. Do we still have to be here? Is there still a trial going on? What is happening? This is so uncomfortable. Oh, even my son has disappeared. Oh my, it's enough to make me cry, you know? He was trying his best for me, and yet he was totally useless, you know? You are a truly despicable person. As the chairman of the PIC and as a father. Even I feel sorry for that foolish prosecutor. Why, Mr. Prosecutor? Blaze to best. Just what did you think of your own son? He's just a useless pawn, you see. Oh, now, maybe you should look in the mirror before you criticize me, you know? I mean, even you also used Sebastian to get close to me, didn't you? I cannot deny that. However, he is not a mere pawn. He always tries to do his very best, even if the results aren't up to par. I've seen just how hard he tries, and yet you refuse to even acknowledge it. That kid is no good, you see, no matter what he does, or is told to do. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall leave this offering of the goddess of law to you. Deliver her divine judgment against Blaze to Best. Yes, that was my intention from the beginning. There was a burn mark on the conductor's face. Yet we're getting right down to the wire here. Like I said, I've been holding back what it is. I'm pretty sure I know what the last piece of evidence is. Blaze to Best must be hiding it. What was he wearing during the auction? That is the key to revealing the truth. Well then, allow me to hear your answer. Please show the piece of evidence that proves the culprit had a burn mark on his face. Oh, I've been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this one. I'm very excited. Like, I saw this one, I'm like, wait a second. Hang on. You guys remember? Did you remember that? Wonder about that little detail that didn't seem to make any sense? That little piece that didn't fit in anywhere else? What do you suppose that might be? What do you suppose that was?
Take that!
If you would recall Miss Jensen's testimony, there's still one point that remains unexplained. 2 types of wigs had been prepared, one of which was left unused. You mean the wavy wig? What are you talking about? It was something Ms. Jensen found when she switched places with the victim. What does something like that have to do with the burn? Inside the costume trunk, Ms. Jensen witnessed 2 wigs. One of them had been used by Ms. Jensen to make her look like the victim. Now then, just what was the other wig used for? Seemed like it was a spare wig. Then there's no need to overthink it. Just compare the attire of the true culprit, the conductor, with that of Blaze to Best. Don't stare at me like that. Don't you think there's just one spot where there's a huge contradiction? Specifically, around his face. So that's not a wig at all. Indeed, it was no wig. Blaze to Best, it was your fake beard. This is a real beard, you know. Don't tease me like that, Edgeworth. Your son must have realized the truth before anyone else. That's why he was trying so desperately to protect you. You were also worried that he would tell the truth. Isn't that why you drove your son away from here? Because he knew that his father was hiding a burn under his fake beard. Blaze the Best? How about you remove that fake beard of yours? God, Brian, something else or nothing. They actually snuck in a goggles do nothing joke. Also, if your lighter does that, please contact the manufacturer, and also just don't touch it no more, please. All right, take care of yourself, nab that cat and run. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you around. It was a rock lobster. Oh no, it was fake beard. Yeah, he's got like a skull there. That's Lord. He got punched by the Phantom with his special ring. It's true, just Brocro, but how did you find out? I was waiting for that breakdown. I assumed that's what it would be, although the bald too and little cough. Ah, a burn mark. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Justice has been served before the goddess of law. For that, I give you my thanks. Should be the one thanking you. Blaze to Best. I hereby announce my verdict. You shall be taken into custody for the murder of Jill Crane. Not technically a verdict. April 6th, 9:44 a.m. Grand Tower PIC meeting room. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you very much. I'm so happy that you believed in me to the very end. There's no need to thank me. As a prosecutor. No, as a friend. I simply wanted to save you. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I bring good tidings. It seems that former Chairman DeBest has been safely detained in the detention center. However, search for the murder weapon, the auction gavel, continues. Blaze DeBest is a shrewd man. Good chance that he has already disposed of it. There's also one piece of testimony that concerns me. Blaze DeBest mentioned that the only thing he did not fake were the letters. What do you mean? First, he found this letter in Jill Crane's clothes. Then, he also found this letter on Kay, who was unconscious in the storeroom. The contents of the letters seem to suggest the two had been corresponding with each other. Which is why Blaze DeBest assumed that the two were working together. Ridiculous. That can't be right. After reading the two letters, he decided to pin the crime on Kay Faraday. In order to cast suspicion on her, he planted one of the letters in a noticeable spot. The deceased Jill Crane's left breast pocket. Isn't that just an excuse? Yes, that is what I thought as well. It may have simply been a last-ditch effort to save himself. However, before the stern eyes of the goddess of law, these are all trivial matters. This crime shall certainly not go unpunished. With this, I have finally fulfilled one of my long-standing missions.
Judge Courtney, will you tell me what you know? Why did Blaze DeBest murder Jill Crane? And what lies hidden behind this case?
Yes, I don't mind. You have the right to know everything. Long ago, Jill Crane was in love with a cameraman.
Oh, we're getting weird here. All right, let's save. I'm for the deep lore. Grab your popcorn, folks. We getting into it. Yeah, can Kay get some clothes now? Wait, why is that not a verdict? Like, getting arrested isn't a verdict. Like, if he was declared guilty or innocent, that's a verdict. But like, just getting arrested, that's not a verdict. Justice has been served. Are you saying his sentence to his fake beard being burned off? I mean, that did look pretty painful, so there is that. Verdict comes from ver truth dict saying, in the account of the German term. Oh, interesting. So basically, speaking the truth, kind of, sort of. Could be an indictment as well, but she started with indicting him. True. I think she just likes calling things verdicts. She's very dramatic.
That man was pursuing the black market auction as a journalist. And then, before he could reach the truth, he was erased. The feelings and the items Miss Crane inherited from her beloved brought her to the auction. She had come to exact revenge on the conductor, Blaze. Although in the end, she was the one who was murdered instead.
I see. That's what happened.
While the goddess of law cannot condone her actions, we have succeeded in her goal of bringing Blaze DeBest's crimes to light.
So, Judge Courtney's goal was to expose Blaze DeBest and reveal the dark secrets of the PIC.
By the way, what happened to the young prosecutor? We've been unable to contact him for some time now.
Do you have any idea where he might be?
I had not been truly working for him, so...
I see. I feel very sorry for him. What you should be sorry for is the fact that he was kept in the dark until now. No matter how cruel reality is, he'll have to accept it. If he can't, he won't be able to walk in his own path in life. Ever. Father's influence is not something that is easily erased. However, I'm sure he'll be able to change from here on out.
Yes, that's right. Surely, you must be right. Will I, too, be able to walk my own path in life?
Kay, is your body alright?
Yes, thanks to you.
I'm so sorry.
Even though you're my patient,
you ended up getting suspected because of me. Ow! You can't just take care of the patient's body. You gotta take care of her heart, too.
Yeah, it's my granny.
Kay, how are your memories?
Feel like I'm on the verge of remembering something. Well then, I shall take my leave here. I will be presiding over Patricia Rowland's trial.
That would be the trial for the murder of Horace Knightley, who's in charge of the defense.
Miss Crane was supposed to be her defense attorney, but now that she has passed away, we are currently arranging for a replacement defense attorney.
Jill Crane had been in charge of Patricia Rowland's defense?
I'll also have to get in contact with Sebastian quickly, since he's the prosecutor in charge. Well then.
Please wait. What about Mr. Edgeworth's prosecutor's badge? What'll happen to his prosecutor's badge?
Chairman's arrest, the PIC is no longer functional, so I cannot answer that question easily. Perhaps one could say, only the goddess of law knows.
But that's... You don't need to worry about me. This is the path that I've chosen.
Seems you have no plans to change it either.
Of course not. I chose this path to seek the truth.
With the departure of Blaze to Best, the law has once again returned to our hands. If you truly desire to continue the prosecutor's path, I am willing to assist you in reclaiming your badge.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I must decline. I did not relinquish my badge with half-hearted feelings.
I see. It seems that our paths of law will continue to run counter to each other.
Until our paths cross once again, I shall have you hold on to that badge.
That was my intention from the start. However, on occasion, the Goddess of Law is quite generous. Please return this notebook to its proper owner.
Kay's Promise notebook.
Seems this was scheduled to be put up for bidding at the black market auction.
Hey, Pumpkin Pie Man, welcome in. How are you doing today? How was your stream? What were you playing? Tell me everything. And for anybody from your stream that doesn't know me, my name is Shane. That's Shane's Games. I play the obscure, the unusual, and the nostalgic. Today we are playing the fan-translated version of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. And we're right at the very end of Case 4 here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good stream. Let me get caught up on chat while I'm here. Show us the badge! Literally, show us the badge. Yeah, only the goddess knows is not how law works. Like, what's the law here? Help me out here. Xena Warrior Princess Talisman of Fate, a truly awful fighting game for N64. Oh man, that falls under the category of, I remember seeing that at Blockbuster back in the day, but I've never touched it. I'm so sorry. Do you get the look like Penn Jillette a lot? At least once a week. I get it in real life too now. Like, I used to only get it on stream, but now, like, pretty much everybody I meet IRL is like, you look a lot like that magic guy. Let's see, finish hard after 20 streams. Holy crap. I applaud your dedication. That's awesome. So yeah, we're just doing the very epilogue here. We're wrapping up all the loose ends. Let's see, it's truly awful, and I have very hard left, which is a 3v1, where the only way is to cheese and run out the clock. Oh god. A lot of fighting games from back then were not well balanced. It's true. I'm so sorry. Let's see, do you have long hair? I mean, I didn't when I started streaming, but like, I stopped getting haircuts during the pandemic, and well, now I do have a Penn Jillette ponytail going on back here. Although I think mine's actually longer than his ever was. He's not actually my dad, that's just a joke. Like, I make jokes sometimes that I should get a paternity test, but no, not actually related. Love the Padawan braids. I keep looking into that, but I've got really thick hair. I don't know if I could braid it very easily. Could make a hell of a parody channel. When I was younger, I actually knew how to do a couple of magic tricks, but I'm not very dexterous anymore. Oh, you're bald? Don't worry, I'll have the hair for you. You can hair vicariously through me. I could get a perm, but would I want to? I don't think so. Let's see, the AI will prioritize pincer attacks and do 2 times more damage than you. Oh god, that's really mean. Protecting the Gibson, that's a Hackers reference. I love that movie. All right, so they're talking right now about Kay's Promise Journal, which is something that she filled out with her dad when she was a very small child. And it disappeared at some point. It was up for auction at the black market auction. That's really weird.
The name Kay is written on the notebook. Ms. Blaze to Best quickly realized this belonged to the girl, since the letters he found also contained the same name.
You speak as if he really did not know about the letters.
Are you saying that Blaze really didn't prepare the letters himself? Yes, that man said so himself. Kay Faraday's goal was to steal back the notebook. Jill Crane's goal was to get revenge. In order to achieve their goals, the two teamed up to infiltrate the auction, or so he says.
Fortunately, this is all Blaze's misunderstanding. It's purely a coincidence. If the attorney from the PIC and Kay were really acquaintances, it's strange that she never mentioned it to me, considering her personality.
You really do trust her, don't you?
Yeah, he really does. What rhymes with Apollo? I actually don't know. Let's see. My current rating of it is negative 20 out of 5. How is this title? Well, I enjoy the Ace Attorney games as it is, but I think this might be my favorite of the series. Really great stories, well paced, very funny as well. Oh, follow! Well played, Cowdoran. Thank you for the follow. We appreciate having you in here. So yeah, I'm playing through all of the Ace Attorney games in release order, in which case this one is number 5. And yeah, it might be my favorite. Just really dramatic cases. Lots of good twists and turns. Good puzzles too, overall. I love the EA games. I own this one. I haven't gotten to it. This is the one that just came out with an official English translation. When we started playing it, all we had was the fan translation, but now you can just buy it, which is really nice.
In the end, the notebook was used as another red herring, but something that is very important to that girl, isn't it? I'll make a special exception and return it. I'm sure that's what the goddess of law desires.
That's, I appreciate it.
I shall pray that she recovers her lost memories.
Is something wrong? Okay, I'm returning something very important to you. Is this what snaps her memories back?
Ah, this is... Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Look, Daddy, I wrote them all down. Yep, I'll be sure to follow all of our promises and become a hero just like you, Daddy.
I just noticed she has like a weird belt around there. Very Kingdom Hearts.
Ah, that's right. There was one more. I forgot to write down the most important promise. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. I'll be sure to remember. Never ever forget them.
Oh, because it says never forget, so that's what brings your memory back.
Always try your hardest to learn things you don't understand. That's right. I am...
Please don't head explode.
I am... Great thief who steals the truth, Kay Faraday. I'm the second Yatagarasu and Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Well, that was easy. Hey, Hooded Whale Hog, welcome home. How are you doing today?
Anime loves their belts. It's very strange.
One of my favorite facts is like how much design in Naruto was centered around the artist realizing he didn't want to draw things. Like in the first couple of issues, Naruto has goggles, and he really hated trying to draw the goggles at different angles, so he just dropped it and never got them again. And at the start of the Chunin exams, the tournament rounds, Sasuke gets a new outfit where for some reason his arm is completely covered in belts. And like drawing all of those belts drove him insane, so he just never wears that again after that one brief scene.
Hey, you remember?
It's kind of embarrassing though.
Thank you so much. It's all thanks to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Even when I lost my memories, you were still trying hard, always trying to save me, right? Seems you're back to normal.
Wow, Kay, you've gotten better. Your health comes first. Now you can relax.
Just make sure you don't run off and lose all your memories again.
Ah, it's Jensen, Dr. Young. Thanks for worrying about me.
Hey, if you're feeling all better, how about changing back into your own clothes? Seriously, put on some real clothes.
I washed your clothes for you, Kay, so they're nice and clean.
These clothes. Wasn't Detective Gumshoe holding onto them?
He said forensics was done with them, so he gave them back to me.
They revealed the results of the analysis yet?
To be honest, I actually didn't think to ask about that.
Now, more importantly, let's hurry up and get your change, Kay.
Still, isn't it better if we don't remove her bandages? Ah, she should be fine now. Kay just bumped her head. She didn't really have any other major injuries. Then why was she so heavily bandaged?
Better safe than sorry. Pound of prevention is worth an ounce of cure. That's my motto.
What a troublesome motto. Alright, that's hilarious.
Come on, Kay. Let's get you dressed up over there.
Now, this is definitely what a great thief should look like.
She's back!
Smile certainly suits you best. In the past, and now as well.
Ms. Von Karma, thank you for coming too.
I only came because Scruffy asked me to. Scruffy, he also wanted to see your energetic self again.
Gummy! What happened to Gummy?
Who knows? Maybe he was disgusted with the man who will willingly throw away his prosecutor's badge. Detective Gumshoe. I must be going soon. I'll be taking these ladies in for questioning.
Ah! What's going to happen to the two of them?
One aided in the murder of an attorney. The other forged an autopsy report 18 years ago. Crimes definitely won't disappear. Of course, I will mention in court how they are being blackmailed by Blaze.
You'll be just fine. As long as Granny's by my side, we're invincible.
Well then, take care.
Scruffy? The janitor?
I forgot that was his name. Now then, Kay. Sorry to ask so soon right after you regained your memories, but I have some questions.
Sure, ask me anything you want.
What were you doing on the day you lost your memories?
That day, I was asked to come to Gourd Lake. I don't know who called me there, though. As I was watching the moon at Gourd Lake, a person in a red raincoat approached me. All of a sudden, he used some kind of drug to knock me out.
What?
What is she saying? The place where Kay saw the moon was at Gourd Lake? When I woke up, it seemed I somehow ended up on the roof of the Grand Tower. My mind was still in a daze, so I stumbled around for a bit. That's when I found the person in the red raincoat collapsed. I was startled, and when I stepped back in panic, I fell from a high place and got knocked out cold again.
2 head traumas in 1 day, that's bad times.
And when I woke up, all my memories were gone. The person in the red raincoat, who exactly was that person? Oh yeah, I was certain that I saw them walking mid-air. Somehow, this is all starting to make my head hurt.
Please calm down. You're just a little confused because you've only recently gotten your memories back. Likely, this is the main cause of your confused memories. This is probably the main cause of your confused memories. You saw the moon at both the Gourd Lake Park and the Grand Tower rooftop, which led you to confuse the 2 places.
Huh? But aren't they totally different places? Even if I was in a daze, do you really think I'd get him confused?
I think I know what this is. Let me cut up on chat real quick.
Yeah, full amnesia does happen, but it is exceedingly rare. Usually it's short-term memory loss, something like that.
Nothing nearly as like everything being gone. Like I said, it happens, but like not often.
Alright, so we do know there is one thing in Gourd Lake that probably would have confused her.
Take that!
The Grand Tower rooftop and Gourd Lake have 2 points in common. They both have a cherry tree and a food stall.
Ah, now that you mention it.
Your memories were confused because you'd been in 2 similar locations. The person that you first saw could not have been walking in midair. Simply walking on the ground at Gourd Lake Park. You must have gotten that scene confused with the Grand Tower rooftop. So that's what happened. How dare they steal the memories of a great thief? They'll pay for this. Nevertheless, I wonder who the person that assaulted Kay was. The person in the red raincoat who appeared at Gourd Lake. Hello? What's that noise? Sounds like it's coming from the storeroom. Mr. Edgeworth, let's go check it out. What's this? A shutterbug sense is tingling. I smell me another scoop. You're still here? My thoughts exactly, Edgeworth. April 6th, 9:53 a.m., Grand Tower, 51st floor storeroom. Mr. Edgeworth, this walkie-talkie thing here is what's beeping. This transceiver. Why do I feel like I've seen it somewhere before? It's still beeping, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm particularly familiar with this sort of device. Come on, we have to answer it. Here it goes. Hello, Edgeworth speaking. Okay, please don't just answer it on your own. I'm speaking with Mr. Miles Edgeworth, I presume? His voice is Chili the Killer! I congratulate you on resolving the case. However, can you truly say in good conscience that it's been solved? Are you aware of the mastermind who's pulling the strings behind this incident? Why do you know about the incident? That's not important right now, wouldn't you agree? Right now, we're discussing the mastermind behind this case. I've had an inkling that such a person existed even before you said anything. After all, there was evidence to suggest that someone had used Kay to disrupt the investigation. Huh? There was? Oh, who's this mastermind? I would like to hear your thoughts on the matter. Would you kindly show me the evidence that indicates the existence of a mastermind? Oh, going big here, alright. Well... I mean, there is this weird letter that we found that was supposedly from Kay. Well, like we said, there's no way Kay wrote the letter because Kay wouldn't be out for blood vengeance, so we still haven't really explained where this came from. Yeah, walkie-talkie is such a ridiculous term. Like, not most things don't get named for just, like, a cutesy name for what they do. Show me your evidence through the walkie-talkie. Hold it up to the speaker.
Take that!
It was the letter that Kay allegedly sent to the victim. Come to think of it, I don't remember writing that letter at all. Who could have prepared this letter? I, too, am quite curious to know. So, you're not the one who wrote the letter. What could I possibly gain from doing such an act? It is not necessary for you to stand in court to make the truth clear. What can you possibly do now that your badge has been taken from you? I look forward to finding out from the shadows. This man, how does he know that? Do we have an understanding? Please ensure you do not betray my trust. Now, if you'll excuse me. He said the case wasn't solved yet. What did he mean by that? And why would Mr. the Killer even bother telling us that? Nothing makes sense anymore. This case has not reached its true conclusion yet. However, while I've lost my prosecutor's badge, who I am has still not changed. I don't know where this may lead me. I shall reveal the truth. I swear it. And that's the end of Case 4. We'll go ahead and save here. And all we've got left now is Episode 5 of the Grand Turnabout. The big conclusion to the entire game. And then at long last, we'll have this whole game wrapped up. Much delayed, which I still feel bad about, but we're getting it done now at least. Thank you for the GGs, John. I appreciate that. So the plan is to finish this next week. We got Monday and Tuesday.
I'm gonna see if we can blitz it out in next week just to get it done. Because I really want to see where all this is leading. There's been little hints in every case that there's something bigger going on, so I'm really curious to see how they can tie all this together. I do appreciate all the GGs, and I hope you'll join us next week. As Rin linked in chat, thank you for that, Rin. That's our new schedule. We're doing Monday mornings and Tuesday mornings, in my time zone at least. So I hope you'll be able to join us for that. Of course, VODs will be going up on YouTube as always, if that helps you out. But for today, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We do have one last thing to do before we call it quits. And of course, as always, that is... let's see who all else is online. So if you're not done watching Twitch for the day, maybe I can send you somewhere cool. I would like to try. That unfounded badge slander again, that Yaragarasu again, it would appear so. So I'm going to check and see who's online. There are some links in chat you might want to check out if you haven't seen them already. We've got a link to my Discord. If you'd like to chat with me or the rest of the community, feel free to join us there. And we have a link to my YouTube as well if you want to see any of the games I've played in the past, including the previous segments of this game if you want to get caught up on it, and all of the Ace Attorney games that were published prior to this one. You can feel free to check those out as well. They're all in there. And I'm seeing who all is live right now. We got a couple options today. We'll see where we want to go. We do have some nice options. However, this is following up on someone we were checking out last. Nope, they're just went offline. Never mind. I'm like, oh, I see the perfect stream. Click on it, it says stream ending. Not that one then. Let's head over to someone we have not rated in a while then. Presuming they're not ending, I hope not. So they're playing a game that is actually near and dear to my heart. I rented it from Blockbuster several times back in the day. Love this game. Amazing game. And they've never played it before. It's their first playthrough, so that should be exciting. So ladies and gentlemen, I would really love it if you join me as we rated none other than Mr. MRR Knight. He is a great retro streamer that focuses on blind runs and challenge runs of retro games. And today is his very first playthrough of Secret of Mana for Super Nintendo. Oh, such a good game. Love that game. So when you join me over there, say hi to MRR Knight, hang out for a bit, throw him a follow if you like what he's doing. But hey, if you got things to do, I'll just say as I always do, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you folks on Monday for more Ace Attorney investigations too. Take care of yourselves till then, everybody.